Now launching the dumbest radio show in America. Welcome to Common Man and T-Bone.
What do you mean bull? They did it.
Guinness is in on this.
Guinness is full of it. They're sitting there sipping their pints. They're like FIFA. You can pay them off. They're like, oh, I might look at him. He's not breathing. And then I don't know why they're Australian. They're drinking Guinness. That's how I figured the Guinness people are. They're just around with Guinness. I don't even know if it is related. I hope it is.
Featuring Panama Ted.
Too hot.
Timmy Hall.
I will rub one on my face.
And a collection of profane noises.
Coach?
No, Dom.
I'm a genetic freak. And I'm not normal.
I want me some glory hole.
I'll keep it in the room.
Stop breathing. It used to be a lot longer.
The numbers don't lie.
Bah! Bah!
This is Stupid. This is Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Hello, Bone.
Hello, man.
Oh, we got a big program today. Teddy's back. How you doing, Ted?
I'm doing great, Mike.
Good.
Love it.
Around the Big Ten with our guy Adam Rittenberg coming up at 3:34. Degenerate T-Bone in the 4 o'clock hour. I'm going to be a little distracted today. I apologize in advance.
Well, I mean, we both will be, but you have a little bit more riding on this one than I do.
I'm sorry. Do you have a 125-year-old record?
I do. I'm rooting for the record like you are. I'm just not. It's not my team that's going for it. But yes, I am rooting for them to break the record today. The Chicago White Sox.
My stupid team won again last night just to screw us. And so they're playing this afternoon, Sox and Angels. They're going for loss number 121. And you know what? Knowing them, there are people, this is the last home game of the season. There are people who came out to this Angels series for one reason and one reason only, and that is to witness history.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're saying, Common Man, it's the wrong kind of history. It doesn't matter. It's still history.
Well, let's hold off on that for a second, because if you believed in and loved the ownership of this team, the way this team is constructed, you wouldn't want to see this record necessarily. But the fact that Jerry Reinsdorf has to own perhaps the greatest loss total in the history of Major League Baseball.
He's there today. He attends a lot of the games. He's probably sitting in his box.
Yeah.
It's the final game of the regular season at home. I don't know why I say regular season, because they're going to be playing in the postseason, obviously. But what I want to see as that ball goes in the glove for the last out of the game and White Sox lose number 121 is I want to see all 15,000 people, whoever showed up to this game, turn towards his box and give him a sarcastic standing ovation.
A little Bronx cheer, if you will, in Chicago. Give it to Jerry Reinsdorf. But that's why I think you're invested as much as anything. It's not that you want to see your team lose all the time. It's that if they're going to be bad, one, go for the gold. But also, you want the old man to have to hear that yet again and see that and be witness to it, that they lose this game in front of him, so they will have the all-time record. As it sits right now, we're bottom 4, 1 on for the Sox, nobody out. It is a 0-0 ball game, but that could change with one swing of the bat.
Angels are awful, too. Screw you, Angels.
They are bad.
Screw you.
Watching this has been like watching spring training. It's just, you're like, how is this where they are right now? How is this how these teams look the last week of the season?
Teddy, did you watch your Red Legs last night? Lose to the Guardians?
I watched a little bit of it.
Almost had a perfect game, right?
Oh, yeah. But they didn't, did they?
But then TJ laid down the bunt, and we all have to complain about that. Listen here.
Why?
You know what? Looky here. I always think that's an underused term.
Looky here.
Looky here. I am about the most traditional baseball guy in the world. That's not true. But let's say I'm in the top 10%, right?
Yeah.
I hate a lot of things. However, some of these unwritten rules of baseball are unwritten for a reason, because they're dumb. This notion that, it's the 7th inning, you can't get your first hit of the game through a bunt. It's a 2-run game.
Yep.
You're trying to get on base any way you possibly can. So he gets on base, and the tying run comes to the plate.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Are we playing a baseball game, or is this an exhibition? Also, you can't claim to have any sort of rights to a perfect game when you're on your third pitcher of the evening. Sorry.
Fourth.
Fourth pitcher of the evening.
They knew this going in. Guardians are trying to get their rotation ready for the playoffs, so they did a bullpen day where they just said, we know everybody's going to pitch an inning or two. We're just going to get through it. And it turned out 4 guys combined to get you through 6, a perfect game. But regardless, let's say it doesn't matter who it is. Let's say it's Bieber on the mound, right? Who cares? You should be able in any run game for what it's worth, but it is cheaper if you're down like 15-0 and you know you have no chance of coming back and it's the 9th inning and that's how you try to break up a no-hitter. I think it's a little cheaper. At the end of the day, bunting is not illegal in baseball. I know some people want it to be, but it's not an illegal play, last I checked.
It's a skill, not a dirty word.
Right. If all that stuff with the shift, all the times we talked about that the last few years till they banned it, if anybody in baseball could figure out how to bunt on some of these pitchers, the shift would never have had to be outlawed. They would have just never done it again because people would if Tony Gwynn was playing, now again, he's a Hall of Famer, arguably one of the greatest hitters of all time.
Dead.
But if Tony Gwynn was playing, do you think that anybody would be able to shift on him?
No, nobody shift on him.
He wouldn't even have to bunt. He would just put the ball where they weren't. That would be how that would all end.
I always wonder, too, with these stupid, you got to know hitter, you got to hit it hard. How hard? If you bloop it into right field, you just raise your hand and say, you know what, mulligan.
Yeah, so
it wasn't hard enough. I'll go back to the plate, try again. I really got to square that one up.
I don't understand, again, because like you said, why is it unwritten? Because if you wrote it down, then we wouldn't have a game. We would have a performance. We would have...
Yes, that's right.
Like you would have...
An exhibition.
Well, it would be something like akin to WWE, where there would be a script where you would say, yes, every ball player must swing at every pitch in this certain fashion. They must swing for the fences. They must screw themselves into the ground as they take their cuts. Because... And when does that start, by the way? If you're in the 3rd inning and a guy's going perfecto, that's too early. You got to play the game. What about the 4th inning? What if we get to the 5th inning? What if that's where? When is the cutoff?
No bunting
where you're
in
not allowed to
bunt
bunt
game in the 7th inning. Also, no stealing your signs if you're standing on second base.
Yeah, even if you're making them easier to see, even if you're not doing your job to protect it.
I know. I've talked to, and don't at me. Okay, there is a complete difference between a guy standing on second base and rubbing his knee to the batter at the plate. With someone in the binoculars using technology and banging on trash cans. That's not what I'm talking about.
I think there's a difference between gamesmanship and trying to just, like you said, use something that isn't part of the game to cheat. Last I checked, you're not supposed to have an earpiece. I know they do now, but previously, like batters weren't supposed to have like an earpiece in there telling them this is going to be a ball, this is going to be a strike. You're not supposed to know stuff like that. But if someone can figure that out, decode it while they're playing the game, I think that's a different thing entirely. Also, while we're here, I will stump for this. I have never liked it when we in sports say this person wasn't able to do their job well enough, so let's change the rules. Like the hack-a-shack thing that went on for a while. Remember where like Shaquille O'Neal would just come down the court and immediately they would foul him because they would want to just get him on the free throw line so that they could give up a possession so that his team couldn't just give him the ball and he could just dunk it. They would foul him, so he'd have to go shoot at the free throw line. He might miss one of those shots. You get the rebound, gives you a better chance defensively. People, they outlawed this. They said you can't do this in the NBA. And my argument to that always was, why doesn't Shaq just get better at shooting? Or whoever they're doing this to, they would always do this to weak free throw shooters. So what would be the solution to that? Cry to the NBA? Or get better at shooting free throws. It's a skill. It's part of the game. You can't shoot free throws well, then that's on them. That's on the guy not doing it. I don't understand that. If you can bunt and you can break up a no-hitter that way, don't give him a pitch to bunt. How about that? Figure it out. Know that he might be up for doing that. You should be playing the game too.
I'm with you, Bone. We agree 100%.
Good.
You're a fine American.
You too, buddy.
You know what? I was really pissed off last night, too, but I was not as pissed off as my wife was.
Really?
So we're watching TV last night, and I said, oh, Crew on. Let's put the Crew on.
All right.
I don't want to watch it. We're going to watch it. They're playing for Campeones.
Campeones Cup.
Campeones Cup.
Yeah.
We got the Mexicans in town. We're going to take care of them, right?
Club America.
So I'm watching the game.
America's team, right, Teddy? That's what they call Club America. They've always called them that, America's team. I believe that's how they say that.
Probably so, yeah.
Admittedly, I was a touch late, so I tuned in. They're down 1-0. Then as soon as I tune in, they score their goal.
Oh.
So I looked at her. I said, honey, see? Good luck charm.
Malty Amundsen. Nice goal.
Then she's getting into it. She's yelling at the TV.
Yeah.
We get to penalties. What happens here? What do you mean what happens here? You try and score a goal. It's a penalty kick.
Right.
We go through rounds. All right. At the end of, 5 rounds?
5 is the starting point.
5 is the starting point. Whoever's ahead wins the game. If not, then they go into sort of sudden death, round by round.
Exactly right.
So we're watching. You had some dramatic saves, all of that. Crew wind up losing on penalty kicks. The Mexican goaltender, whose name I do not know.
I forget off the top of my head.
Whatever. Was clearly off of his line on the Crew kick that wound up not going in, which hit the crossbar, the post.
Yeah.
At the top of the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm screaming because they're showing pictures of it, that the goalkeeper is off his line. Kristen is screaming. The guys on the broadcast are wondering, why are we not looking at this? I don't understand why we're not looking at it. Then, before you know it, Club America guy scores on the next kick, and then all hysteria breaks loose, game is over.
Yeah.
And the broadcast just sort of ends with this hanging up in the air. And I'm frustrated. I text you.
Yep.
I said, what the hell are we doing replay for if we're not going to use replay?
I was salty, too. I was frustrated.
I'm salty. I get on Twitter. I'm salty. Then I start to read about the nuance of the rule. I guess it's referee's discretion, right? If the goalkeeper is off his line, but the ball is not on target, and I guess they declared that shot not on target because it hit the post.
Anytime you hit the post or the side, like anytime you hit the uprights or the post, it is considered a shot not on target because the goalie doesn't have to save it for it to not go in. However, in the laws of the game, it does say if the goalkeeper coming off his line affects the shot in any way, then you have to take the penalty again. And the argument has been made by some refs that when they do that, that's why the guy missed it a little high or a little to the side, is because the guy being closer gave him an advantage. So they retake it just to be sporting. This ref decided not to do that. And that's, to me, BS.
Here's what I don't understand.
But they should have explained it.
Right. The referee says nothing.
No.
Right? He says nothing. The announcers on the broadcast apparently don't know the rule because they say nothing about, it hit the post. That's the reason why. There was nothing said like that. So us stupid fans, I'm stupid. I'm sure other people know the rule.
Most of the fans were all in the same boat.
Us stupid fans were sitting there saying, what the hell? It's clear as day. He's off the line.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? Say this. Put your penalty on frame. They're going to retake that. They should have retaken it. But don't miss that penalty, right?
No,
and the Crew missed too many penalties. The Crew they had a bunch of chances to put that game away. They played like the better team for the majority of that game. They just didn't get the job done. I wish I could say differently on that. And I too was frustrated like you were, but at the end of the day, it's a tough game. They played a team that's got a payroll that's 5 times their payroll to a 1-1 draw after 90 minutes. That's pretty good. And I like to see more of that. I like to see them actually win that game, but didn't happen last night.
End of an era today. Details next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a couple minutes slowdown due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of eastbound 161 between Hamilton Road and New Albany Road. And expect a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side from 670 to 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio 811. Call before you dig. Contact Ohio 811 at least 48 hours before you dig. It's easy to do, and it's the law. Centerpoint Energy, Columbia Gas, Duke Energy, and Enbridge Gas want you to dig safely. Contact Ohio 811 every time you dig. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
After 31 years in Washington, just how much has Sherrod Brown changed? When he first wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits, like free health care to illegals who get amnesty, Social Security checks, COVID relief checks, all to be paid for by you. And Sherrod Brown's open border policies have led to more fentanyl, dangerous gangs, even terrorists pouring into our country. So when Sherrod Brown says this,
my allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
Don't listen to what Sherrod Brown says. Watch what he does. Because Sherrod Brown doesn't vote for Ohio anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Shop new dollar deals at Meijer. $1 is all you need when you shop hundreds of participating items, like select bell peppers, Swanson broth, or Campbell's soup, and 1.25 liters of Coca-Cola or Pepsi products, all just $1 each. That's it. Pay just $1 on select items with Meijer dollar deals for a limited time. Limit 10 per item. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Ready for the best car buying experience of your life? Visit KriegerFord.com today. Explore our amazing selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Service and parts available when you need us. Come experience the Krieger commitment. The best cars, the best people, peace of mind. Visit KriegerFord.com now.
For 32 years, Newman Roofing has been your local family-owned roofing expert, delivering a white-glove customer experience on every project. Our commitment to quality means every little detail matters. If you need a repair or replacement, call Newman Roofing at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Scott from the Cleveland area has coached girls basketball and supported his granddaughter's athletic pursuits.
My granddaughters have worked hard to excel in sports. It's tough enough. So the idea that Sherrod Brown voted to allow transgender biological men to compete in girls' sports, it's unfair and dangerous. And introducing a bill to allow biological men in girls' locker rooms? Biological men to shower in my granddaughter's locker room? No way. I worry about the safety of my family constantly. Now I have to worry about Sherrod Brown's crazy liberal ideas. I thought Sherrod Brown was on my side, but he's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown has let Ohio down. Now he's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do. Bring your ideas to life at Dell.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy and dry today with a high of 78. Rain and wind on your Friday with a high of 79. Winds could gust upwards of 35 miles per hour tomorrow. Scattered showers on Saturday with a high of 79. Mostly cloudy on Sunday with a high of 80. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
We did the math. Common Man has hosted over 5,000 shows on The Fan. 3 of them have been halfway decent. Here's Man and Bone.
Teddy?
Yeah.
We're only one segment in.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't one of them.
You're going to call it?
Yeah.
All right, let's call it.
Let me tell you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. Maybe you're watching the Crew game last night, and you were all bummed out, and your wife winked at you, but you had nothing in the tank. Noodle limp. And you've been suffering with ED. There's no need to suffer. Screw those stupid pills that you buy in the store. They're not going to do anything for you. Go see my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. They have treatments that work when the pills or the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can actually help you go back in time, and the Crew win that game last night.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, you hop in an erection time machine. You go back in time, the Crew score, they win, and then you score. See how it works?
How was your ride in the erection time machine? Very throbby, as it turned out.
Very throbby.
Throbby.
Call my friends today, 800-900-9654, or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
You all right over
Promo code Erection Time Machine.
I hope they get one, and they're just going to email our big boss here, Sweet Lou, and be like, hi, the promotion's going well. We did have a question. You know anything about a time machine?
What does this mean?
Yeah.
Why are you sending people to us and they just yell erection time machine on the phone?
Well, you know who's driving the time machine?
Who's that?
Veini Vevalainen.
Oh, absolutely. You know it.
What year are you going to? 1974. Like he's just yelling at you.
Veini?
No, is that not Veini?
No, that's Villy Sarin.
Villy Sarin. Who's Veini Vevalainen?
He was one of the young goaltenders we had.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
He's gone now.
My bad.
He probably sounded like this. Hello, I'm Veini.
That's right. I was thinking of Villy Sarin, not Veini Vevalainen.
Blue Jacket select Veini Vevalainen. He makes me throb.
Why not?
Throb is such a word.
I know.
It's not. Do you find throb to be an off-putting word?
No, it's fine.
I like throb.
Yeah.
Throb's good. If your name's Rob, though, I feel like you can't hear throb and not hear your own in there. Right. Yeah. Throb and Rob.
End of an era today. It's going to get underway in about 10 minutes or so. Last game ever in Oakland for the A's this afternoon.
We have two TVs in our studio. One of them is tuned to the White Sox, going for history, trying to lose game number 121
They've been
on the season.
Trying for 2 days. Screwing me for 2 days.
I know. But today is the last home game for them for this season in front of the home fans there in Chicago. So we're watching that, and we're watching the last home game ever in Oakland, which is a sad thing. I saw yesterday a video of like kids and other fans who were handing a guy who was like a groundskeeper was standing near, like in foul territory. They obviously have a lot of foul ground there, but he was standing right by the stands where the dirt is, the warning track. And he had a shovel and he was scooping up some loose dirt. And then the fans would hold their little water bottle. Like I'm talking like you get a 20-ounce water bottle at the concession stand. They dump the water out. They'd hold it out for him, and he would try to dump the dirt into the water bottle. And then another fan would put the water bottle there. He'd scoop up some more. Fans were trying to get some of the dirt from the stadium just to have something.
I believe it.
As a keepsake.
I've never had a team that I root for leave. I know you had the Browns.
Browns did that.
And then they came back, but still, they left. But
it's not the same.
I know, but there was hope. I get that. You almost had the Crew leave.
Well, that was a whole other thing, right?
Right, but I've never had a team that I deeply care about pack up and leave. I've had them disappoint me. I've had them upset me, of course, every single year. But I'm trying to put myself in the position of A's fans today, and it must just be heartbreaking. And then you probably have other people in your life telling you not to be so sad. Well, It's not like anybody died. Well, it kind of is. I grew up watching this team because my parents introduced me to this team. They've been in this market for 57 years. I've seen them win the World Series. I've seen them been the only team standing after the football team has left twice. I can't imagine what those fans are going through today.
Yeah. I mean, again, having the Crew thing more fresh in my mind from when, we all thought that was, as much as I wanted to maintain some hope and I was optimistic based on things I would hear from people who were kind of working behind the scenes. I was still initially when that announcement came down that, Anthony Precourt wants to move the Columbus Crew. It'll be going to Austin after next year. I was heartbroken. The next day we came on the air, Dave Biddle was filling in for you because you were out. And I remember I literally choked up and cried during the segment because I started talking about my kids. And I was talking about how I was hoping to take my kids to Crew games.
It's emotional, man.
Yeah. And so then when I realized that's just gone and I might never get to take my kids to a Crew game because they were younger. We hadn't really taken them yet. They were getting to the ages where I thought we could. All that being said, that made me emotional, thinking about the memories I was hoping to make with them just being ripped away for no good reason because some rich a-hole decided he didn't want to bother anymore. And that's where I feel like for a lot of these A's fans right now, I'm quite sure there's a lot of them there who just thought, yeah, our team's bad. This situation with the stadium isn't good, but they're never going to move. We're just going to have to figure something out, or someone's going to fix this, right? And now you find out, nope, no one's fixing it. They're just literally doing the thing that is going to rip your soul out when you root for a team. It's
we've been talking to Jason Stark about this for years.
Yes,
there's rumors about them moving a new stadium, and he would come on and say, I don't think they're going to move.
Of course,
because ultimately that market's too valuable, especially now since you're the only professional entity in the Oakland market, that Bay Area. From a baseball perspective, well, from any perspective in Oakland, obviously,
yeah,
they're not going to move. And I think a lot of the fans probably thought that too. Nah, they'll work something out. Just it's a pissing match right now. The local government will work it out. And I am not saying that it's all John Fisher, okay? But he is the big, bad billionaire owner, and he gets that reputation for a reason because he's a big piece of crap. I'm sure there are people in local government there too that are big pieces of crap. And they're fighting with each other, and they can't make something happen. You know who doesn't deserve that? Every one of those fans in attendance today.
Yeah.
They don't deserve that.
And that's what it comes down to. Now, looking at that situation, reading about it, if you read the people who live there, yeah, I mean, there is some of it on the local government, but it's like a 90-10 situation with the A's.
I'm sure it is.
And this is the reality, though. Let's say it was 50-50. Let's say it was that, like you're talking about. Either way, the only people who really pay in this situation are the fans, because the powerful elected officials, they're all going to tell themselves, hey, we stood up to the billionaire guy. Yeah. And the billionaire guy is going to go back to his people and be like, I didn't get a good deal. I got to get the right deal for me. And they all go off and they do their thing, and they will live mostly normal, happy lives the rest of it. The fans who actually enjoy this stuff and who pay for all this, the fans who pay the tax dollars, they pay the ticket prices, they pay the jerseys, all that stuff, they're the ones who are sitting there holding the bag. And what really sucks is when people on a national level look at that and go, well, Oakland, crappy market, what are you going to do? Next. And they like fart out two sentences, and then that's it. And they don't realize it's not that simple.
He could have a new ballpark on that site tomorrow.
He could. They
wouldn't have any problem.
They would have
with that.
done it.
He wants to be downtown on the waterfront. He has a very specific location he wants to be.
Yes.
If he was hell-bent on staying in Oakland, it could be done tomorrow.
It would have been done 12 years ago. That's the thing. This has been going on for so long, and it's because he wants a specific location, and that is much harder to accomplish with the city government. So that's why. Because he's stubborn and decided ultimately, I'm just going to leave.
Around the Big Ten with our guy Adam Rittenberg coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into slower traffic on northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and 315. And you should know that eastbound East Livingston Avenue near Parsons Avenue is currently closed due to an accident, so seek an alternate route. This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
To Central Ohioans, fall means one thing, football. At Sears Heating and Cooling, fall also means one thing, furnaces. We're not plumbers or electricians. Nope. For 74 years, we've been your Central Ohio heating and cooling experts. Need an electrician or plumber? We'll gladly give you a referral, but we won't pretend to be your one-stop shop for all the trades. We're HVAC experts, and our mission is to provide the highest quality service at the best possible price. That's the local advantage of doing business with your neighbors at Sears Heating and Cooling. Online at SearsHeatingCooling.com.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Fall is here. It's still warm and dry and everything's brown. But yay, fall. Maybe after your summer road trips, you've realized your vehicle sucks. My friends at Jermaine Lexus want to help. Right now, they have special APRs as low as 2.99% on their most popular models like the ES and RX, or lease payments starting as low as $4.99 a month. My friends at Jermaine are the best in the business. If you're in the market, please stop in. 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival returns for its biggest year yet. For the first time with Metallica. 2 nights, 2 different set lists, no repeat weekend. Plus exclusive Metallica experiences. With Rob Zombie, Alice in Chains, and over 100 more bands to be announced. 4 days, May 8th to the 11th at historic Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio. Select passes on sale now at sonictemplefestival.com.
Did you know we have another station? More Buckeyes, more play-by-play, more everything.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2 or listen on the Fan app.
Your home for almost too much football. The Fan.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Oh, what?
Would you please just call the Waterworks?
At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Better care, better value, better results.
Let's get something straight. I'm not here to convince you to use cannabis or to try cannabis. I'm here to tell you that since medical cannabis is legal in this state, Berryhill can help you get your medical cannabis card with no hassle if you qualify. Just go to Berryhill.com, meet with a state-licensed medical doctor online, and if approved, get your card. There's no fee if you don't qualify, so check it out today. Verihel. Berryhill.com.
Voss Brothers Power Equipment, where you get the right lawn and garden equipment for the job. Voss Brothers Power Equipment, where you'll find pros who know their stuff, who don't give you the runaround. Visit them at their Powell location on Sawmill Road for all your John Deere equipment needs, like one of their John Deere XUV 835M Gator utility vehicles. If you need power equipment, you need Voss Brothers Power Equipment. Come on in and get to know them by name at their Powell location on Sawmill Road. Voss Brothers Power Equipment, delivering enjoyment in mowing since 1989.
Welcome to the greatest show on turf at Great Lakes Kia.
I'm pretty sure that's just tile.
And you can feel the excitement in the air. Brand new Kias under $5 a day.
I'm Bart Zimmerman, General Manager at Great Lakes Kia.
Bart's coming up big. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV Wind, and Sorrento LX.
Under $5 a day. $5.
Oh, and the fan favorite, new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Even new 24 Kia Carnival LXS, under $9 a day.
There's a flag on the play. It looks like credit interference.
No problem. Get approved with 1.9% financing.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus,
GreatLakesKia.com.
Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man and T-Bone present Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg.
Sponsored by Able Roof. Call Able for the 444-ROOF.
Our guy, Adam Rittenberg, covers all things college football for ESPN. He joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hello, my friend.
Hello, how we doing?
Oh, excellent. Michigan beat USC last week, 27-24. Look, good victory for them. We didn't know what to make of them after they lost to Texas. They obviously played decent defense. They ran the ball extremely well. Alex Orji was the new quarterback, and he threw for 32 yards. I'm guessing, as good as that running game is, like they have to figure out some sort of way to move the ball through the air, right?
Yeah, absolutely. As the season goes on, because teams are going to be able to load up and at least contain that running game. And USC really did a good job. I think Lincoln Riley was right in saying that, hey, on 85% of the snaps defensively, we did our job. They just had too many busts, including that one on the final touchdown drive to a guy in Khalil Mullings who's performing at a really high level for Michigan at running back. And you know that's how Michigan wants to play, is to bully you up front and to hit you with different types of backs. I just don't know if that's going to be a sustainable formula or if they're just overall as dominant on the offensive line given who they've lost to the NFL draft. And so, yeah, I think they'll, should beat Minnesota this week. But when you get into October and certainly into November with some more challenging matchups, they're going to have to find a way to complement that run game.
I know that Michigan's AD, Ward Manuel, had said that he is not in favor of playing these weeknight games, these Friday night games. Last weekend, Nebraska, Illinois, they played on Friday night. Nebraska's AD came out and said, yeah, we don't know if we want to do that either anymore. Washington, Rutgers this weekend. This is a thing that's going to keep happening, but do you think there will be more schools who try to put their foot down and say, yeah, we also don't want to play? Or will the Big Ten come in and say, hey, Michigan, I know you don't want to do it, but you're going to have to?
Yeah, I mean, so far they haven't told Michigan that. They haven't told Ohio State or Penn State that. And, those are three massive stadiums, and in Penn State's case, in a very rural location. A lot easier to put a game on Saturday, even Saturday night, versus during a weekday. We'll see if the Big Ten honors Nebraska's request. I would still anticipate they're going to be playing Friday night games. Listen, Tony Petitti, who I actually just saw earlier today at the Big Ten headquarters, is a TV guy. He spent years and years putting games on TV in certain time slots. He values the Friday night window. Teams get more exposure there than they would on Saturday. So who wants the exposure? Maybe it will be teams that have smaller stadiums and need it, like a Rutgers, like a Minnesota or a Purdue, and then you let the others kind of slide. But I would anticipate, it'd be very interesting to see when Michigan gets put as a road team, or Ohio State gets put on as a road team on a Friday night. Penn State has had that several times. Nebraska's obviously had it as well. So I think the behavior of the league office will tell you just how much they're listening to some of their higher profile members or not.
Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg here on The Fan. Going back to that, you mentioned Tony Petitti's a TV guy. Of course, that's why he was hired to do the job by the schools. TV guy, let's get the best deal we can possibly get. I know we talked about this before. You and I are in the minority, I think, where I actually enjoy the Friday night football. It's fun for me. I liked watching that game last week. I think it was good for those programs to be on Friday night. You look at the viewers that tuned in. You had 5 million people that tuned into that. That was more than the primetime game on ABC. I think the exposure is too much to pass up, even if some of these campuses, from a logistical standpoint, have to shut classes down for the day.
It's such a great point. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Do you guys remember when the Big Ten refused to play November night games?
Yes.
It's just absurd. It wasn't that long ago. I mean, what are we doing? Now Iowa and Nebraska are playing on Black Friday at night at Kinnick. That's going to be freaking awesome. Bring on the snow. Bring on sub-zero temperatures. Let's go. These are great scenes. Maximize them if you're the Big Ten schools. We're not asking you to play 4 or 5 Friday games. It's one Friday game a year. I know Troy Dannon, who I like very much, mentioned, we don't want to be canceling classes every time we do this. Well, then don't. You don't have to cancel classes. You can cancel classes after 3 on a Friday. And let's be honest, were any of us going to school on a Friday afternoon anyway before a college football weekend, whether it was Friday night or Saturday? No. So there's ways around this. It's just, ideally Nebraska wants to be treated like Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State.
Speak for yourself, Adam. I was a model student in my 1 year
Nobody's
of college
working here
before
on a Friday.
I dropped out. Adam, let's talk about Illinois and Penn State. So that's a big game this weekend, 7:30 on NBC. I didn't expect to have an undefeated Illinois this late into the season. Do you think they have a realistic shot to go into Happy Valley and pull an upset? I mean, they're 20-point dogs, so I'm guessing not.
Yeah, that line is telling, and usually Vegas isn't wrong about that. I think we've talked about it before, guys. I think no school in the league has been hurt more by the prominence of Big Noon and on Fox than Penn State, because of how difficult their environment is to play at night. They haven't had a lot of their biggest games at night. They've always been in that noon slot, and they do this week against Illinois. So, again, I really liked what I've seen out of Illinois. Defensively, they make plays. They're very talented in the back end. Maybe not quite as talented as the 2022 secondary, but pretty darn close. And then Luke Altmaier is playing at a really high level at quarterback. He's elevated his game from an accuracy standpoint. If they have receivers that can hurt you, Pat Bryant and Zachary Franklin are two of the better receivers in the Big Ten, and we saw Penn State struggle with Bowling Green's receivers a few weeks ago. So I think Vegas is banking on this being a night game, Illinois making some mistakes. But, hey, we just talked about a tough night environment. They went out and they won on the road. So I don't think Brett Bielema's team is going to be intimidated. I don't know if they win, but I think they stay within 20 points.
Adam, we always appreciate it, my friend. We will talk next week.
Have a great weekend, guys. Appreciate you.
Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Look, I know that pisses off a lot of people because they love high school football, and it doesn't necessarily change that for you. You know, Timmy went out. He watched high school football last weekend.
I went out last week.
You went out. You watched high school football. You know what I enjoyed? Sitting on my couch watching a really good Big Ten game with a stadium that was into it.
By the way, you know what time I got home from this high school football game that I went to? Like 9:45, 10 o'clock. So
well, did you catch the second half of that game?
That's what I'm like. We're pretending like these college football games wrap up in 2.5 hours. Your high school football game typically is going to be much shorter than that. Even if you hang around for a little bit, by the time you get home, you can catch the second half of the game. If again, I understand if you're an Ohio State fan, Ohio State's playing on Friday night, and your son is playing for the high school team, and you were like, "Oh man, I wanted to watch Ohio State." You're going to have to watch it on delay. You're going to do you know how many games
we're talking about once a year?
Dude,
once a year.
You know what? You know how I watched the Ohio State game live this past weekend? I was at my kid's soccer game. Like I had the phone. I'm listening on. I didn't watch it. I'm listening on the app. I'm listening to Paul and Jim. Like this is what people have to do sometimes if you have kids or you have other things going on. You turn the radio on and you listen to it. You take your phone out, and if you watch on YouTube or whatever you have it, you can watch it. Like sometimes we just have to make those sacrifices if you really want to go to a high school football game. And if you don't, and you're saying this one week I may not go, I'm going to sit home and watch the Buckeyes play. All right. The high school will be there next week. I'm pretty sure.
It's not fair to the children.
Oh, well,
the children.
God, the White Sox are pissing me off.
Oh, my gosh.
My God.
They found 7 runs.
They're up 7-0 in this game.
Oh, my God.
They are pissing me off.
What a bunch of jokes. These guys
can't even lose the right way.
Well, no, but it's where's this been all year long?
It's the power of Grady Sizemore.
Oh,
He's there now.
You know what it is.
What?
It's all these a-holes sitting in their dugout, hearing that there's 10,000, 15,000 people coming to the ballpark to watch them lose. And they're going, you know what we're going to do? We're going to show them. We're going to show them we're for real. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they would have shown them on day one.
Yeah, I wish you could have done that
then.
I mean, there's 120 other times where you didn't show them, and we just need you to do it one more time.
I watched the Vince McMahon documentary last night.
Yeah.
Well, the first episode of it. There's 6 episodes. I'll give you my take on episode 1, A New Hope, coming up next. Cowan, Man, and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into a 10-minute delay due to an accident that's on eastbound 161 between Hamilton Road and New Albany Road. Things are moving slow from Little Turtle Way. And we have a couple minutes slowdown on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 East Split and Livingston Avenue. This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. If your supply chain demands a flexible workforce, hire with Express Employment Professionals. With contract and full-time workers from Express Employment, you get the staff you need and manage contingent labor costs. Learn more at ExpressPros.com. That's ExpressPros.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hi, this is Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. As a local family-owned business, we understand the importance of celebrating the ones we love. Stop in to find the perfect gift or check us out online at worthingtonjewelers.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Cowan Common Man and T-Bone here for the sportsbook, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino. Yes, they've changed the name.
It is better than ever, but they're still going to have your favorite teams on the biggest screens. You can place your bets, grab some wings and an ice-cold pint, and even hang out with us.
We're going to be there broadcasting live from 3 to 6, Friday, September 27th. And we've got tickets to give away, so come and be with us and hug us.
Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
This season on Nada Yada Island.
You were charging your phone? I waited hours for you.
That's how long it takes.
Join Metro and get a free Motorola Edge that'll charge for the day in 15 minutes. At Metro, there's no activation fees. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number ID and sign up for Metro Flex Plus plan. Offer not available if at T-Mobile or have been with Metro in the past 180 days. Requires 68-watt charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary.
Replace your heating and cooling system with Logan Services. Get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a qualifying Train system. It's hard to stop a train. Find us online and schedule your free estimate now. Logan Services.
Join Skip Mossick, Paul Keels, and Jim Lachey for 2 whole hours of Scarlet and Gray goodness.
Thank you, football God.
Buckeye Roundtable, Monday night at 6.
Presented by Burger King.
Your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Heaven on earth. It's here in the mountain towns of West Virginia, draped in vibrant reds, yellows, and oranges. Some of America's most spectacular fall colors. The perfect backdrop to autumn adventure, from scenic train rides to fall festivals, and a cozy cabin waiting at the end of the day. Fall is almost heaven in West Virginia. Plan your getaway at wvtourism.com.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Riker Ford.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
Droopy Sack and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company. Hey, have you ever thought to yourself, I wish I could see Droopy Sack and T-Bone live and in person?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Tomorrow you can. We're going to be live at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Stop on by and see us. What time? 3, because that's what time the show starts. How long are we there? Till 6, because that's what time the show ends. So come, be with us, have some food and drink. F-Bomb Jen is going to be there. We'll have name tags for people and some special prizes for you to win. The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Can't wait. Going to be fun tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
White Sox are up 7-0, and I hate my life even more than I did when I first started today, which I didn't think was possible.
There you go.
Stupid idiots. Stupid idiots.
I told you what you should have done.
What?
This is what I had already placed a bet yesterday before the game got canceled because my Mets and the Braves had 2 games yesterday, today. They were supposed to be played. However, due to inclement weather.
Got the hurricane.
Yeah, they're not able to do either game, so they're double header for like all the marbles probably on Monday, an extra day of the season just to squeeze these two games in. By the way, those two teams fighting for the two final playoff spots along with, I think, the Diamondbacks. So 3 teams, 2 spots. All these games matter. It's a big deal. I had placed a wager on the Braves to win. Because I figured if the Mets win, I'll gladly lose the money.
You're paying for a loss.
Yes, I'm paying for the Mets to win. If they lose, then I get my money back and then some. So at least I would get something back. I told you, because your outcome that you want is the White Sox to lose.
Yeah.
So what you should have done,
I should have put money on the Sox.
Should have paid for a loss, meaning that you want to see the loss. So you should have paid for that. So you should have bet the White Sox to win, and you'd be sitting there right now making some cash.
I'd be still disappointed, but a little bit richer.
You put like $20 on the Sox to win, and then they do. You just get the money back, and then some.
Thursday Night Football tonight. First time we've seen this, I think, an NFC East primetime matchup.
Are you kidding me?
Between the Cowboys and the Giants, 8 o'clock tonight, right here on the Fan. Teddy, you're 1-2. Giants coming off a big victory against the Browns last week. Big in air quotes for them, but whatever. Are you optimistic for tonight or no?
Well, both these teams beat the Browns, right? Right, Bone?
They did. That's right. They did.
Beat the Browns Bowl.
That's right. So, yeah. But I would think usually I'd be really pessimistic about tonight, but the Cowboys after the first couple weeks of the season, but the Cowboys have really good success against the Giants, of recent history here, and Dak has done really well against them. So I'm going in with that attitude that it's going to be the same old, that Dak's going to have a big game tonight. Cowboys win. Yeah. I think the point spread's like 6.5. I don't believe that, though. Yes.
What do you mean you don't believe it? You mean lay the points? Cowboys just going to smoke them?
No, I think that it's going to be close. Yeah.
All right.
If you lose tonight, Ted, you'd be 1-3. The Cowboys would be 1-3.
That's the thing.
But that's the thing. But it could be a real thing, too, because here's your next 3 games. Well, 4 games, really. At the Steelers, then, home against the Lions, at the 49ers, at the Falcons, home against the Eagles, home against the Texans. Like, there's not a lot of bad teams on this schedule, Ted.
You got it.
It's the NFL, man. Everybody's good.
Well,
right?
I know that, but I think to his point, I mean, this is one that you would have on the schedule saying, well, this one's got to be one that you get.
Well, they got that first place schedule, and that's what you pay for the next year.
That's exactly right.
Get the better teams, and they're
won
struggling.
that Super Bowl last year.
It really paid off for him last year. Oh wait,
Teddy, let me help you out. Giants are poo. The fact that they beat the Browns means nothing because the Browns.
Daniel Jones
is. Oh, stop!
He have 2 incompletions.
Yeah, he's good.
Can you shut down Malik Neighbors? If someone could do that, then yes, you can. No. Yes, you can.
Jim Neighbors, maybe.
That's right. My old Indiana home, right? Isn't that what he sings or used to sing at the Indy 500?
Well, he used to.
He's no longer doing that. I know, but I'm just saying I believe in the Cowboys tonight. In fact, I'm laying those points.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
big win. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I watched the first episode of the Vince McMahon docuseries on Netflix last night called Mr. McMahon. First of 6 parts. This is the Bill Simmons production company. WWE did have a hand in the production. However, we're told that they didn't have final say on any sort of edit on this. I only watched the first episode. There's 5 more to go. But the thing that annoys me about this is that it's made for, like, my wife. My wife watched it with me.
Yeah.
And she enjoyed it very much. She liked the backstory. She knew who Vince McMahon was. She knew what he accomplished, but didn't necessarily know, WrestleMania 1 was shown on closed circuit, and Hulk Hogan was a big deal in Minneapolis, and then he became Thunder Lips and Rocky 3. Like, she didn't know a lot of this backstory stuff. There's nothing that I saw in episode 1 that I really didn't know. So it's all a bunch of recap. It's all very, surface stuff if you consider yourself to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah. I feel like it must be difficult for people who make documentaries or who write like books of history, anything like that, where you're probably trying to figure out, do I write this for people who have never heard of this particular person or just aware of the name and that's it? Or do I write this for the people who are like big fans of WWE in this case, who know a lot of the backstory, who might be of a certain age where they grew up with a lot of this stuff. So when you go back and are like, there was a thing called the Attitude Era, someone like you is going to go, yeah, okay. You know all about that. You've watched other documentaries about that. But someone like your wife probably be like, tell me more about this Attitude Era.
Yes. Now,
what was the difference? Why was that a thing?
It was well produced. It's not like I didn't like it. It's just that I didn't learn too much about anything. But Kristen enjoyed it, and she's excited to watch more of it. So if you have somebody at home that's not usually inclined to watch these things,
yeah,
they may get interested because they're telling you the whole story.
The hope would be that as you go into episodes 2, 3, 4, that suddenly it's like, all right, we've laid the groundwork down who this guy is. Here's some of the stuff no one knows about, or very few people know about, and we have some shocking footage or something like that now says, okay, yeah, even the hardcore wrestling fans didn't know this level of it.
It's produced well. It's a touch repetitive, but it's worth the watch, at least through the first episode so far. Ryan Day with his radio show today. You will hear from the coach coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got some slower traffic on eastbound 70 on the east side from Hamilton Road to 270. And if you're traveling on southbound 315 between 670 East and Town Street, you can expect a couple-minute delay there. This report is sponsored by Ohio 811. Call before you dig. Contact Ohio 811 at least 48 hours before you dig. It's easy to do, and it's the law. CenterPoint Energy, Columbia Gas, Duke Energy, and Enbridge Gas want you to dig safely. Contact Ohio 811 every day, every time you dig. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
You want an easy way to feed your friends? You get a Jersey Mike's catering box. You want an exciting radio idea? You get me. Like this. There's a Jersey Mike's catering box off the coast of Corsica that needs rescuing. Me and a team of mercenaries go in, barrel rolling past the sleeping guard, and we find the catering box in a secret bunker. I say, men, let's get these 12 subs home. But they're already eating them. That's the problem with mercenaries. You can't trust them. The Jersey Mike's catering box, a sub above.
Scott from the Cleveland area has coached girls basketball and supported his granddaughter's athletic pursuits.
My granddaughters have worked hard to excel in sports. It's tough enough. So the idea that Sherrod Brown voted to allow transgender biological men to compete in girls' sports, it's unfair and dangerous. And introducing a bill to allow biological men in girls' locker rooms? Biological men to shower in my granddaughter's locker room? No way. I worry about the safety of my family constantly. Now I have to worry about Sherrod Brown's crazy liberal ideas. I thought Sherrod Brown was on my side, but he's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown has let Ohio down. Now he's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival returns for its biggest year yet. For the first time with Metallica. 2 nights, 2 different set lists, no repeat weekend. Plus exclusive Metallica experiences. With Rob Zombie, Alice in Chains, and over 100 more bands to be announced. 4 days, May 8th to the 11th at historic Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio. Select passes on sale now at SonicTempleFestival.com.
Breaking news coming in at 365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I want to tell you about my friends over at Newman Roofing. When I needed a new roof, there was only one company I was going to call, and that was Newman. Because as a family-owned and operated company, Newman Roofing understands the importance of creating a customer experience centered around values that's built on a foundation of trust and integrity. Newman Roofing has been maintaining its commitment to the company's core values for over 32 years, and it shows, folks. When we dealt with them, they were fantastic. Each team member we dealt with, they were dedicated to respecting both you and your property in hopes of creating a lasting relationship with each family they interact with. If you're someone who values quality workmanship and excellent customer experience, then Newman Roofing, well, there's nowhere else to go. It's the company for you. So whether you need a small roof repair or a complete roof replacement like I did, the team team at Newman Roofing approaches every job with the same level of care and excellence. So give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman Roof. NewmanRoofing.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. Just 3 games remain for both the Guardians and Reds in the regular season. Both teams are off today, and they'll be back on the diamond tomorrow. In Chicago, the Redlegs finish out their season with a 3-game set against the Cubs. Meanwhile, the Guardians close out their regular season with a 3-gamer at home against the Astros. As they enter tonight, the Guards sit a half a game back of the New York Yankees for the top overall seed in the American League. In college football, 3rd-ranked Ohio State opens up conference play this Saturday with a matchup against Michigan State in East Lansing. Kickoff is at 7:30 on Saturday night. Just a reminder, that game is a Peacock-only broadcast, but of course you can catch all the action right here with Paul and Jim on The Fan. And Thursday Night Football tonight has the Cowboys visiting the Giants at the Meadowlands. Kickoff is at 8:15. This update is sponsored by Valley Ford of Columbus, Bronco Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and more. Ride into autumn with Valley Ford of Columbus. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
If Biggie Size was a radio show, this would be it. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Thursday. Please subscribe to the stupid podcast of this show. It's available wherever you get your podcast. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. Podcast is brought to you by our friends Care Heating and Cooling.
By the way, for what it's worth, in the YouTube chat, there's been a lot of discussion today about a variety of things. There always is. One of the things, though, Downtown Dad, one of our regulars in the YouTube chat, has asked for me to put together a metal playlist of like bands that I like. So I will try to do that before tomorrow, because I'm sure some of Downtown Dad, some of the others that may come out to see us at Hollywood Casino at the Sportsbook there, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook, be broadcasting from 3 to 6. Come say hi.
What's your streaming service of choice?
I'll probably post it on Spotify. That's what I typically use. But I'll put a link on my Twitter page at Degenerate T-Bone if you want to go on to Twitter/X. I'll post the link there so you can go check it out. But Downtown Dad requested it. I'm going to do it for him. But any of you who want to check that out too, he and I have been talking about different bands on here. Some of the other people have been jumping in with bands they like. So there you go.
I'm excited, Bone.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm not pulling anything back on this one. This is not going to be like, oh, let me dip your toe into the metal. If you want heavy stuff, that's what I'm putting on.
You're going to
here.
melt the face.
It's going to be stuff that's heavy. It's screamy. It's very angsty. But
I got it.
It'll be there.
Ryan Day, radio show today. Of course, Michigan State on Saturday, 7:30 right here on The Fan. It's Peacock only, so make sure you contact your older relatives and tell them what Peacock is or introduce them to the radio.
Yeah, you might remind them that we exist and that they can listen to much better broadcasters anyway on our station. So listen to The Fan to listen to the game.
Here is Ryan Day talking about Michigan State.
It's a conference game. It's on the road and against a team that went on the road and beat Maryland at Maryland. And so they certainly have our attention there. And I think that, the new coaching staff's doing a nice job there. They're playing hard. They're playing physical. Quarterback is very dangerous. So, night game on the road. And, our guys are excited about that. We got to get our first win on the road here.
I'm disappointed.
What?
I was really hoping he would say, not just like we have a lot of respect for their coaching staff. I was hoping he would say, I really respect Jonathan Smith. Their head coach is just great. But I got to tell you, that Jonathan Smith, he is something.
I think tomorrow at the casino, we're going to play a little game called Which Jonathan Smith Is It? You or the Michigan State head coach?
Right. Jen was working on trivia. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know how many trivia. I'll have to give her some for me, but she's been looking at.
She knows you.
She's looking at Jonathan Smith's Wikipedia page for the Michigan State head coach, trying to figure out his stuff. But yeah, that'll be a fun game tomorrow.
Ryan Day says they had a good week of practice.
You can't say it enough, and I keep trying to say it over and over and over. I'm going to continue to say it over and over again. I mean, if you want to have confidence in a game, then you have to put it on the field on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in particular. I mean, in those practices, that's where you build your confidence, not fake confidence, but real confidence, knowing that I'm going to line up and I'm going to get after you for 60 minutes. But it's only by the way you practice, and then you also build trust in your teammates. And it's everybody involved in the whole organization. It's coaches, staff members. Every time we walk into the building, we're trying to build trust in the people around us. And that's through who we are as people, our connection with folks, and then our competency. Do we know what we're doing? And everyone has a job to do. So we're constantly trying to build that trust. And when you have an opportunity to do that on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, that allows you to play with some confidence when you play on Saturday. And that's what we want.
He's also going to introduce the Buckeyes to real grass this weekend in East Lansing.
That'll be a thing. It'll be fun to see that.
Look, I like this game being in East Lansing. I actually like the fact that it's a night game. I get nervous when Michigan State comes here because I feel like over the years we've sort of let down our guard and have forgotten history of Michigan State coming in here. There's no way this Buckeye team, say that now and I'll eat my words.
No. I understand what you're getting
There's no way this Buckeye team is going on the road, first road game of the season, night game, conference game, and having anything other than the mindset of we're going to kill these guys.
Right. This is going to be, I would think, a pretty focused group getting into that stadium and being a part of that. The last time they went there, if I'm not mistaken, that was the C.J. Stroud 6-touchdown game. So
I think you're right. And you're predicting that for Will Howard this week. Take it to the bank.
No, but what I am saying is that's something that I'm sure the Michigan State players are being, told, and I'm sure that's something that their head coach is genuinely trying to instill in them. Guys, this has been an embarrassing game for us. Many of the times the Buckeyes have come up here of late. You want that again? Would you like to actually show up with your own home fans and, sitting here watching? Wouldn't that be nice? We actually could play Ohio State well, play them tough. So, they're going to be fired up for this game. They're going to want to prove that they are a little bit better than what people have thought over the last few years. And you got a new coaching staff there that maybe instills that hope. Buckeyes have to be on their toes and ready for this one. It's a Big Ten game on the road at night. That is never an easy assignment.
The Buckeyes offered a 4-star safety from Las Vegas, Jet Washington, a scholarship this week. Why is that notable?
Because his name is awesome, and he's got to be good if his name is Jet Washington.
Jet Washington. He is also the nephew of the late Kobe Bryant.
No way. I didn't know that.
6'5", 200 pounds.
Okay.
Has earned more than 20 D1 offers, including Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, all the schools that you would think.
He's a safety, you said?
Safety from Vegas.
That's a big dude playing safety now.
His mom is Kobe's sister.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, I had no idea. Well, you know what? I hope Jet Washington decides to become a Buckeye. That would be awesome.
Jet Washington, my guy.
6'5", 200-pound safety. Let's go.
Did I say 6'5"?
Yeah, you said 6'5".
Yeah, 6'5", 200 pounds.
That's a big dude.
That's a tall glass of water.
Yeah, man.
Lean, baby.
Well, that's all right. Just get him into the program here. And I mean, he may not even be done growing. He might be taller than that by the time we're all said and done.
This is class of 2026 now.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's 6'5" now. Does he like basketball? I mean, I obviously understand what his...
You want him to do both?
I'm just asking if he's 6'5", 200 pounds. No one ever tossed him a basketball. I'm just saying that would have been probably a good idea.
He's Kobe's nephew. I'm quite sure he tried out basketball.
I'm just saying.
Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 guy, pretty damn good. The person who caught the 50th homer, kind of a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodgers wanted the ball back. They tried to do like a little trade. Like, if you give us this ball, you get to meet Shohei and we'll give you an autographed bat and tickets. And he said, no, I'm taking it home. He survived the trip back to the parking lot. I'm surprised he wasn't jumped and killed for the ball, but he wasn't. He survived. And now the ball is scheduled to go up for auction this weekend. The starting bid for this ball is $500,000.
As it should be.
As some college football geezer would say, not so fast, my friend. There is a lawsuit that's being filed now because apparently an 18-year-old kid claims that when the ball landed, it was actually in his hands. But this guy who wound up getting the ball ripped the ball away from him. And so now they're suing to stop this auction because they say it should have been their ball in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know what the law structure would be there, but
you have to have witnesses. They got to call witnesses that would say, we saw this kid have the ball and the other guy ripped it out of his hands.
Yeah. I think what happens is the guy who has the ball just walks in and is like, Your Honor, my defense is ball don't lie. And then just turns around and thank you, I rest my case. I
don't know if that's going to work
Ball's
legally.
in my hands. I have the ball. Possession is, what do they say? Possession's 2/3 of the law, something like that. I don't know. I don't even know if that's real. I'm just saying I've heard something like that before. He's got the ball in his hands. What's he supposed to do? deny that it's his? He's got it. He may not.
How did he get it? That's the question.
Well, okay, I mean, like if the kid had it and was like, "Hey, I have the baseball," and then you see video of this guy punching him, taking the ball away. But if they both caught it kind of around the same time, and then he just ripped it out of his hands, I mean, I don't know. That's like
maybe
in
the
football,
judge should do the biblical thing. We shall split the ball in two.
And then the mother of the baseball goes like, no, not my baby.
Well, I mean, whoever wants it more will say, no. I'd rather he have it than the ball be destroyed.
I don't think they would.
And the judge says, well, only the true rightful owner of the ball would rather give it away than see it destroyed. Here you go. You win.
Yeah.
I love mind games. We should have more mind games in the legal system, I think.
I mean, that Solomon was a pretty wise dude.
Mm-hmm.
What he didn't account for is if, like, both those moms were just psychopaths and they're like, I don't care. Go ahead.
Do it.
Yeah.
I dare you.
If they called his bluff, then what was Solomon going to do? Just be like, well,
I mean, there's probably
come here, Junior.
Plenty of stories like that. They just didn't make it in the book.
Fair enough.
You
right?
know?
This was the one where he's
that
like,
was the one that actually worked.
Now you've got me thinking, because he comes into his like royal scribes and he's like, guys, you're never going to believe it. You know how I always do that baby thing? And every time I have to end up like just doing that where I just split
Right,
in
I
half.
just split him in half.
It never works.
I throw the dead babies.
This has been 27 times I've tried. This time it worked. Write it down. This was great today.
Like, dude, perfect. You shot that ball 100 times.
Yeah, but I did it. I finally got it to work. Let's document that for posterity.
One for the book.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I can stop killing these kids for no reason.
No, he's still going to keep doing it. It was the olden times.
Derrick Rose has announced his retirement. I thought he retired 5 years ago. Let him live.
Well, how long ago was that? We were having the conversation where he said, I want to be able to like pick up my grandkids and all that stuff, where he said, I need to be able to bend over and do stuff.
Well, he was with the Bulls back then.
I'm saying it's been a very long time ago that we were having those discussions. I mean, I didn't realize he had any intent on still playing.
35. He's played for a bunch of different teams, including the Cavs. How did I miss that? He played for the Cavs?
He was with the Cavs briefly.
I did see that he took out full-page ads in all the newspapers in the local markets that he played.
Yeah.
So if you have a copy of the Plain Dealer today,
okay,
I assume it's that. Maybe Cleveland All-Nude Review. Here's a full-page ad from Derrick Rose.
I got to tell you, Derrick Rose played for the Memphis Grizzlies last year. He played 24 games. He averaged 8 points a game. I didn't watch a single.
You didn't know.
I didn't watch a single Grizzlies game last year because they were not great. But I had no idea that he was playing for them.
Well, congratulations to you, Derrick Rose.
All right.
I thought you were going to be a Hall of Famer with the Bulls. Going to win some more championships. Instead, not.
Oh, well, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. He didn't win championships, but
I said I thought he was going to be a Hall of Famer.
No, I'm saying I don't know if
he's not a Hall of Famer. Get out of here.
All right.
What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you?
No, what's the matter with you?
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to see. He played a long time.
He played 15 years.
Yeah.
And we just mentioned that we haven't even known he was alive
but he had
for the
some
last
really
5.
good, but those 10, there was like
get
10 great years. 10 great years.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
We need to have a realistic conversation about the UNLV quarterback guy coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're looking at some slow-moving traffic on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between Westerville and Cleveland Avenue. And we also have slow traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greenandsons.com.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. but she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Common Man here for Diamonds Direct. At a time when you need it the most, Diamonds Direct is doing something that seems impossible. They are rolling back finance rates to 0%. Yes, but the clock is ticking. Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is almost over. You can get 5 years of 0% financing on any purchase. It's the perfect chance for worry-free shopping with no interest and monthly payments customized for you. And they're now open Sunday, September 29th to give you more of a chance to take advantage of the amazing opportunity. From luxury timepieces to engagement rings and more. 0% financing for 60 months. I'm stupid, but that's 5 whole years. Don't have a calculator ready? I will help you. $10,000 engagement ring is around $167 a month. $6,000 pair of diamond stud earrings, about $50 a month. But the offer ends September 30th, losers. And it's on approved credit, I have to say it. Get details, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Ohio Basement Authority. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at ohiobasementauthority.com.
Rothman and Ice.
You can bully Colorado. They've got the sexy pieces, but outside of that, the most important part of a team is the line of scrimmage, and you can bully Colorado on both sides.
Rothman and Ice, weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
After 31 years in Washington, just how much has Sherrod Brown changed? When he first wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits, like free health care to illegals who get amnesty, Social Security checks, COVID relief checks, all to be paid for by you. And Sherrod Brown's open border policies have led to more fentanyl, dangerous gangs, even terrorists pouring into our country. So when Sherrod Brown says this,
my allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
Don't listen to what Sherrod Brown says. Watch what he does. Because Sherrod Brown doesn't vote for Ohio anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of clouds around on this Thursday, but for the most part dry and breezy with temperatures in the mid-70s. Staying mild overnight, but windy and wet weather moving in by morning. Temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 60s. Occasional rounds of some heavy rain and possible thunderstorms on Friday, along with increasing wind. Gusts over 40 miles an hour possible, making it tough for Friday night football. High temperatures Friday in the mid-70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The The only thing scarier than Bones analogies is man's browser history.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you want to see this.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Thursday. So glad you're here. T-Bone is so glad you're here. He's going to sell you a roof.
Well, man, how about no payments, no interest until 2026 on that roof, right? That's a long time. That's all of next year. You've got to think about that roof, enjoy that roof before you have to start making one single payment on it. That's from Able Roof. 24-hour turnaround time on most jobs. Done in a day, good for a lifetime, and no payments, no interest until 2026. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 on a new roof, siding, and windows, all from the company that's been voted the #1 roofing company in Columbus by Consumer Choice Awards for 22 years in a row. That's Able Roof. Call them today, 614-444-ROOF. 614-444-ROOF for Able Roof.
I think it was on Tuesday, about 10:30. I was still at home, 10:30 in the morning, and I saw that a package had been delivered on the front porch.
Okay.
Like, oh, package. So I opened the door to get the package. And as I opened the door, I was greeted not only by the package, but with a raccoon that was on my front porch.
Well, that's scary.
And of course, this raccoon is up and out during the day, which means it ain't right.
Yeah, I mean,
something's wrong with this raccoon.
Could be that it's hungry, just looking for some love, or could be rabid and trying to rip your face off.
Well, I got the impression that it wanted to rip my face off and had rabies. I did poop my pants a little bit.
Okay.
Left the package outside for my wife to go get later. But
as any good husband would do.
I said, honey, you know what? I didn't even tell her about the raccoon. I said, there's a package out there. I got to run to work, though. Can you grab it for me off the porch?
Sure thing.
But if it was hungry, it's not hungry anymore because it ate some marshmallows in the trap that we set last night.
Oh.
And it was there this morning.
All right.
Trapped up. And I assume this is the same raccoon. If not, that's all right. One more trash panda out of the world.
Now, well, what do you mean out of the world? You did a little have a heart trap, and you just take it to a nice metro park, you drop it off, and it goes away, right?
Sure. It's what we told Samantha. It's going to a farm, a raccoon farm. We certainly didn't get the type of trap that just breaks its neck once it's in the trap.
Oh, I see.
We didn't get that at all.
Okay. Well, at least
he enjoyed some nice marshmallow, though, before his neck was broken.
At least it was humane.
I don't know. I did taunt it, though, in there. That's what you get.
I can see you doing a touchdown dance, or a sack dance.
Yeah!
Like you just get over top of him. Yeah, and the poor thing's just dead in the trap.
Let's have a conversation, shall we?
About how we shouldn't kill raccoons?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, we should kill as many of them as we can.
No, we shouldn't.
UNLV former quarterback, what's his Matthew Sluka?
Matthew Sluka, I believe. Sluka.
Yeah. So he was UNLV's quarterback. He has left the team because he and his father and his business agents say there was an NIL deal in place. They did not honor the deal. They kept missing payments and putting us off. This was a 6-figure deal. And so it's not, they said it's not even about the money, it's about the principle of the thing, which is it? I don't know. But either way, they're saying UNLV, they had a deal, they didn't agree to it. UNLV is saying there was nothing put down on paper. It was a verbal agreement, and he seems to be under the impression that something was owed to him. We have given him everything he was owed.
Oh, this is messy, right? Because I can totally understand how a player would say, well, yeah, I didn't have it all written down because you told me, trust me, we're going to take care of you. I'm sure no one was sitting there going well, maybe we'll do it. I don't know. They probably, if there's nothing written down, obviously whoever's advising him, whoever his lawyer is, that's not good. You should never, ever assume that a contract will be honored if it's not written down and signed by people who are important. But
no, but even that,
it shouldn't come to that. If you're in college athletics, you understand what the whole thing is here, right? You understand the game. You're trying to convince someone to come play for you. You better honor what you told them you were going to do.
I don't know what the law is in the state of Nevada. This is also a state that says prostitution, A-OK. So they may have some weird laws on the books, but I know in a lot of states, just because you don't have a written contract doesn't mean it's still not a contract. I assume there's email chains. It's not like UNLV came up to this guy and said, psst, $100,000.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. I'm sure there's emails exchanged with the collective or whoever was handling it and the attorney, the business manager for this guy. if that's the case, if they take it to a judge and the judge deems, yes, I know there wasn't technically a signed contract, but this is as good as it gets in terms of an agreement, I would assume this quarterback has a case not just for the $100,000 he was owed, but a case for fraud against UNLV, because this guy doesn't have anywhere to go now. He can't he can't go in the portal now and go someplace else and play college football. He transferred to UNLV based on this deal. If you don't provide him with this deal, and that is proven to be a appropriate contract where you owed this guy money and didn't pay him, that to me should be damages on top of that because you've taken a season of his college eligibility away.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, you haven't yet.
Well, that's true. He'll probably redshirt, right?
Well, here's the thing, and that's what I think is kind of gotten lost a little bit in this story is he is the most high-profile one to do this because he's had a good start to the season. He's their starting quarterback, and he was just like, peace out, I'm done. But you have now, remember, the rules are you have 4 games you can play without it counting against your redshirt year. You can redshirt, not lose any eligibility. You obviously lose your redshirt year, but you don't lose your eligibility. He still has the rest of his college eligibility that would have been left anyway.
Yes, wasn't there just a guy from USC who did
there
this?
Have been multiple players this week who have now said, oh, yeah, I'm also redshirting and sitting out for the rest of the year because this is once you play 4 games, that's it. So every year we're probably going to see something like this where, again, I think if this is, I don't know about the rest of those cases, but I know about this one. If he was told you are going to get $100,000, it's going to be paid out X, Y, and Z, and then X and Y are happening, but Z isn't, he asks about it, and they give him kind of a stiff arm, or they say, oh, well, we talked about that. We'll do that later. Don't worry about that now. Then I don't blame him at all for pulling this and saying, yeah, I'm going to preserve my eligibility, and I'm going to wait to see what you do. But this is what we're in now. This is the agreement that's being made. This guy, people, vilify this dude and say, oh, you're quitting on your team. No, he's protecting himself in the legal world that we exist in with college football and the monetary values there. This guy said, I want a redshirt this year if I'm not going to get paid because that's the agreement. He's now doing that. He can transfer and still have whatever his eligibility is left. He was a guy who played at FCS, right? And set a bunch of records, I want to say, for the team he played for. So when he transfers up to this level, he doesn't have a ton of eligibility left. So I don't blame him at all for saying, I don't want to waste my last year here if I'm not getting paid.
Now, UNLV is saying he's holding us hostage for money. He said he wants this money if he's going to continue to play. And they said, essentially, we don't negotiate with terrorists. He's saying, well, wait a minute, I'm not holding you hostage for this money. I just want what's owed to me.
Yeah.
I have not had anything paid to me. So I don't know who to believe. It's a he said situation. I just think there's going to be lawyers and courts involved in this. How can there not be, right?
Yeah, his lawyer was putting out statements already about it. I mean, the reality is this is yet another illustration of why college sports would be wise to just do the thing that all the ADs and a lot of the ADs, a lot of the school presidents, a lot of the commissioners of these conferences don't want.
Sign contracts with these guys. Pay them directly.
Professionalize it. What are we pretending at this point? You literally have a college basketball team this week, Kentucky, announcing they're having an LED floor for a practice because they're shipping that in just to have a nice atmosphere there, which is great. Good for them. The amount of money that's in college sports is ridiculous. Stop crying poor. Pay the players, have contracts, have them signed, and then we don't have this situation going on every year.
Fat Boy Food Champ coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You should watch out for an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 270 on the east outer belt at 33 southeast. That's causing some holdup. And we also have a couple-minute delay on southbound 270 on the west outer belt between Roberts Road and I-70. This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America NA copyright 2024. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
After 31 years in Washington, just how much has Sherrod Brown changed? When he first wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, and he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits, like free health care to illegals who get amnesty, Social Security checks, COVID relief checks, all to be paid for by you. And Sherrod Brown's open border policies have led to more fentanyl, dangerous gangs, even terrorists pouring into our country. So when Sherrod Brown says this,
my allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
Don't listen to what Sherrod Brown says. Watch what he does. Because Sherrod Brown doesn't vote for Ohio anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Barely 5 hours a week. It's how much time most of us spend outdoors. Not nearly enough time getting lost in canopies of breathtaking fall colors. Brilliant hues extending all across America's third most forested state. We could all use a little more time outdoors, soothing mind, body, and spirit in West Virginia. Plan your fall getaway at wvtourism.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
It's Customer Appreciation Week with special deals like select Kroger brand pasta sauce or pasta for only 99 cents each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Ready for the big game?
The Fan Tailgate is back at the Ozone on Lane. Admission is free. Join us for food, fun, and music by the fabulous Johnson Brothers.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers.
Oh, yeah?
Hollywood Casino, Michelob Ultra, Jack Daniels, Pepsi, TNT Equipment, and Tito's Handmade Vodka.
It's game day at the Ozone on Lane. The Fan, Ohio's tailgating destination.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
What's better than cheering the Buckeyes on to victory? Wearing our exclusive collection of OSU jewelry as you watch. Hi, this is Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. We're an officially licensed jeweler of The Ohio State University, and we've created beautiful Buckeye jewelry that will last a lifetime. From Blocko earrings to Diamond Script Ohio necklaces, we've got luxury Buckeye gifts starting at $99. No matter where you're watching, show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Welcome to the greatest show on turf at Great Lakes Kia. I'm pretty sure that's just tile. And you can feel the excitement in the air. Brand new Kias under $5 a day.
I'm Bart Zimmerman, General Manager at Great Lakes Kia.
Bart's coming up big. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV Wind, and Sorrento LX.
Under $5 a day. $5.
Oh, and the fan favorite, new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Even new 24 Kia Carnival LXS, under $9 a day.
There's a flag on the play. It looks like credit interference.
No problem. Get approved with 1.9% financing.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus,
GreatLakesKia.com.
Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Dumb is the only language these two are fluent in. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Degenerate T-Bone coming up at 4:48. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be broadcasting live from Hollywood Casino Columbus in the sports book. What time? 3. When do we finish? 6. Pass the word to our sales department.
3 in the P.
3 in the P. Stop by and see us. Of course, you have to be 21. It's a casino. So if you have a younger person, they have to either sit in the parking lot, crack a window.
No, don't.
Or tape them to your stomach and then wear a big poncho, and hopefully they don't see the young person taped to your skin.
Or just have someone watch them so you come hang out with us.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Sans kids.
Afford a babysitter.
Is that right? Or, you know what? I'm just saying, find a way. Make it happen. That's all.
Man. Now a whole city of people are just going to be killing their children.
That's not what I said. I said maybe
told me to find a way.
Call up someone that you trust who can watch the kiddo. Maybe call a babysitter. Maybe call, if you got a parent, someone. Maybe talk to your spouse. See if maybe they're willing to watch your kid.
Maybe there's a crazy guy down the street that hangs out in the corner and eats his own face.
Someone you can trust.
Well, how come you can't trust that guy?
Because he eats his own face.
Good call. Fat Boy Food Tech.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
Grater's has 2 new flavors, limited time flavors. Caramel apple pie combines sweet cinnamon and apple ice cream with spice-infused apples and pie pieces. How can that be bad? Sounds delicious. Also, they have pumpkin flavor. Pumpkin ice cream, which features real pumpkin combined with a blend of cinnamon and spices. Doesn't sound like there's some chunks in there. I'd like to actually see some graham cracker swirls or something in there.
That's fair.
Or perhaps a little chunk of chocolate. That takes nothing away from the pumpkin.
Agreed. Totally.
But both of those sound delicious at a Grater's near you.
That's pretty good. I'm looking forward to that. Also, I saw here that I got a couple little tidbits for you. One is the website, The Takeout. They do food reviews, food news, all that stuff. They had a review of the new peanut butter and jelly M&Ms, the PB&J M&Ms.
Which I was critical of. When you first told me about them, and how it's going to be chocolate, peanut butter, and jelly all inside one M&M, I thought that was excessive. I think what they should do is have 2 separate M&Ms, a peanut butter M&M and a jelly M&M, and those are combined in the same bag.
That's a very good point by you. However, you're going to find that you're probably going to be disappointed by these, according to this reviewer. They said it's Angela Pagan, not Angel Pagan, different person.
Former major leaguer.
Yeah. Angela Pagan says they only deliver on half the promise. You know they can do the peanut butter flavor. They actually have peanut butter M&Ms. They are delicious. They're their favorite. They're your favorite. They're my favorite.
Love them.
We enjoy them. However, she said the jelly component, you get very minimal hints of berry at the very end of the bite, and you really don't get a whole lot of that taste. It's mostly peanut butter, which makes sense because, the majority of it is going to be the peanut butter filling. But that's disappointing because obviously you're promising peanut butter and jelly. When I've had some of their other flavors, like they had the coffee-flavored ones a while ago, those are pretty good. When they've done the pretzel flavors, those kind of things, I like those.
Pretzel's underrated, man.
Salted caramel. Good.
We should do a definitive show ranking of M&M varieties.
I agree. Well, we'd have to get them all, and I need to try them again because I need to make sure I've got my memories correct.
Do we add retired ones in there, too?
Well, if we can find them, or you're right, if you can remember them well enough.
Or maybe we're remembering them too fondly because they're gone.
Well, how about this? Changing gears here. This is from Downtown Dad, one of our listeners. He has been active in the chat today on YouTube.
He's crazy.
He also tweeted me today. He said, I saw the voodoo flavor of Mountain Dew in the store. If you're not aware of this, the voodoo flavor is their mystery flavor. They do this every year. They don't tell you what the flavor is. They just call it the voodoo flavor. It's in a purple can. Whatever. It's Mountain Dew. So he said, I wanted to try it and see how it tasted. He said, here are my conclusions. Very sweet. On the 1 to 10 scale, I'd give it an 8. Recently, the Purple Thunder Mountain Dew hit a high of 9.5 for me on the sweet scale. I tasted it with ice and without. There is a strawberry flavor in there with a slight hint of a kind of cream flavor. Someone in the YouTube chat said the flavor was strawberry starburst. Now, I don't know if my brain just can't unsee that comment and is telling my taste buds it's a strawberry starburst, you dummy.
I like how he's treating this like a sommelier.
Yes. Or is it really strawberry starburst? I went to Downtown Mom, give her a sip. Useless. No help. Final thoughts for me, this is not a high-ranking Mountain Dew, but I'm always respectful to the brand. I give it a 7 on the 10 scale as far as overall taste.
All right, good to know. Thank you, Dad.
Yeah, it's a very thorough review. I like that. And also, how about this news from McDonald's? I don't know if it's news because it's people speculating. When will McDonald's be bringing the McRib back?
I thought it was before the end of the year. Didn't they say that?
Well, that's what they said. Back in June, they had brought out that it was going to return again this year. The U.S. President, Joe Erlinger, said that in an interview in June.
Say the U.S. President's Joe Biden.
No. The U.S. President of McDonald's.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What's a McRib?
Well, I did say Joe. You're right. So it got you all the way almost there. But anyway, during a Today Show visit back in June, that's when he said they're going to do it later this year. Well, we're in late September now. But good news, in Britain, users on the McDonald's app were given a push notification through the app that read McRib_test.notification. And then it said 16/10/24. Obviously, in Great Britain, it's the date first, then the month, then the year. So if that's correct, October 16th may be a date to keep on your calendars if you are a fan of the McRib. Obviously, if you think it's gross, well, then there's that. But I can't help you if you have bad taste, because that is delicious, the McRib, but to each their own.
Do you think that Joe Biden has ever had a McRib?
You know,
I'm going to say no.
No, wait. I'm going to say, because that guy rode the train for many years.
I understand, but that doesn't mean
that strikes me as a guy who would have, like, on the way home from work, maybe grabbed a quick drive-through meal.
I'm saying no. I'm saying Kamala Harris has never had a McRib. I'm saying that even though Trump is a McDonald's guy,
well, he'll serve it to people. He's not eating that.
He never deviates from his cheeseburger to try a McRib. I bet he's never had a McRib.
No, I don't think so either.
I think these are the answers we need to know as voting Americans.
I agree with you.
Your thoughts on the McRib?
Well, you know what? I would prefer them to list off, like everybody has their top 5 lists of, best fast food restaurant, best fast food sandwich, best this, best that. I need your top 5 from the presidential candidates, anybody who's running for public office, basically. I need to know, where do you go for fast food? And if their answer is, I don't eat fast food, well then. And I have to think about voting for you again. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just rethink the whole thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
I need to know where you stand.
You can know a lot about a person.
Oh, yeah.
If they tell you their fast food favorites. And if the answer is none, then I also know a lot about that person.
Absolutely. Like I don't put anything that's not, whole food into my body. All right, well then I'm not voting for you. You're weird. But like if someone came in for you and said, number 1, my top 5 fast food restaurants, they all are Burger King, Burger King.
You're not getting my vote.
Right. That's not your place.
Sorry. Sherrod Brown lets men into the women's locker room. Also likes Burger King.
Bernie Moreno funneled money to his family through a Wendy's.
What's more offensive?
Just making sure,
I don't know.
Just making sure we're giving equal time to everybody.
Do we give equal time on the ads?
I think, yeah. I don't know if you have to. I don't know. I think there's rules.
By the way, people talk to us about that. We literally have no control over any of the commercials that we play. And legally, as an FCC-regulated radio station, we cannot turn them down.
Well, I think we can either say no to all of them or yes to all of them, and that's it. There's no
all right. What do you think our for-profit publicly traded company is going to do?
They're going to take the money. But that's what I'm saying is outside of that, there is no, once that decision's made, then yes, you're you're open for business on all of it.
Degenerate T-Bone is next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
Watch out for an accident that's blocking 2 lanes on southbound 315 before 670 West. It is stop-and-go traffic from Kinnear Road. And we've got a 10-minute slowdown on eastbound 70 on the east side from James Road to 270. This report is sponsored by Wendy's $1 Small Frosty Deal. Get ready to cool down this summer with the ultimate treat. This delectable dessert is too thick for a straw, but just right for a fry. Is it a milkshake? Is it ice cream? Neither. It's a Frosty. Come taste your favorite small Frosty flavor for just $1. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
Use your own body's healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get you real lasting pain relief? That sounds amazing. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine. And if you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulders, I've had it before. I've had it in my knee. I went and saw the professionals, the experts at QC Kinetics. They're the leaders in regenerative medicine. Guess what? There's no surgery, there's no drugs, there's no downtime. And my dad did it as well. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients just like me. So I'm back to running again. My dad is back to walking again. They've got locations conveniently located in Dublin and Gahanna. So go check them out by going to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival returns for its biggest year yet. For the first time with Metallica. 2 nights, 2 different set lists, no repeat weekend. Plus exclusive Metallica experiences. With Rob Zombie, Alice in Chains, and over 100 more bands to be announced. 4 days, May 8th to the 11th at historic Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio. Select passes on sale now at sonictemplefestival.com.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. The fall deals at Germain Honda of Dublin are beautiful. The 24 Civic LX, only $249 a month for 36 months. The 24 Accord LX, only $279 a month for 36 months. With 10,000 miles a year on the lease, $34.99 cash cap reduction, payments plus tax, tag, and document fee, and away you go. How about 0.9% up to 36 months on the 24 Prologue, the first all-electric SUV from Honda. For the best deal in town, Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road.
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they head to Vegas to battle the Raiders.
Live coverage starts Sunday at 2:30 with the kick at 4:25.
Your Central Ohio home for Browns football. The Fan. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. Have we spent enough time telling homeowners how much the name Eco can actually mean?
Well, I did name the company that, so yes.
I mean explaining that Eco can stand for how much better we can make your plumbing, ecologically speaking.
Get Eco.
A tankless water heater, for example. Switching to tankless means your family has unlimited hot water, shower after shower after shower, without having to use precious electricity to keep a big tank of water hot 24 hours a day. It's ecological.
Pretty good wordplay for a guy that almost failed English, don't you think?
Get Eco.
I think if more people knew they could help the planet just by taking a shower, I think we might be onto something.
That's not quite as ecological as the first thing you said, but okay.
You know, I'm working on inventing a new kind of junk mail that throws itself away.
And the planet thanks you, Jerry.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
With so much happening every day,
ABC6 News is on your side, helping you understand the events that impact your community.
Do you believe Columbus City Schools is in a PR crisis?
Central Ohio's most experienced team of reporters, persistent in getting answers to the questions you're asking.
Are you worried about how people are going to react?
And when you need us, ABC6 News is on your side, finding solutions.
6 on your side, they're the ones willing to answer the phone.
You can count on ABC6 News to be on your side.
ABC Tonight is a night of major drama.
911, what's your emergency?
First, the 911 premiere event begins. Be NATO.
That truck was hauling 22 million killer bees.
Oh my God.
Then it's Dr. Odyssey, the splashy new drama set on a luxury cruise ship.
It's your job to keep everyone alive. She's in VFib. Clear. You're going to be okay.
911 season premiere and Dr. Odyssey series premiere, followed by Grey's Anatomy.
Tonight, starting at 8 on ABC6.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Uncomfortably talking about food.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
This is Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Don't forget tomorrow's Football Friday. Also, it's a very special Football Friday because we're going to be broadcasting live from Hollywood Casino Columbus inside the ESPN Bet Sportsbook, and we're inviting all of you. There's no cover charge to get in there.
Yeah.
As long as you're 21 and you want to sit your ass down for 3 hours and watch two ugly guys make fairly obvious observations about food, we are there for you. Tomorrow, Hollywood Casino, 3 to 6. Now, if you're saying, I have too much money, I'd like to lose some money, well, you can lose it tomorrow, and T-Bone will help you with Degenerate T-Bone.
Common Man and T-Bone's Degenerate T-Bone.
Degenerate T-Bone.
T-Bone's picks for the weekend.
Sponsored by Ohio Health. Choose between virtual or in-person appointments at 200-plus care sites, providing the finest care anywhere. OhioHealth.com/finest care.
Bone. Well, man, let's start off tonight. Cowboys in New York, technically in New Jersey, to face the Giants. They are 5.5-point road favorites, which is always something to be a little bit leery of. I get that. And the Cowboys have been a little bit shaky. Teddy and I, we were talking about this earlier. You heard it on the show if you were listening earlier. Ted is not that confident in the Cowboys covering this, but he thinks they should be able to win the game. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You know, last year when these two teams met, it was destruction, utter dominance by the Dallas Cowboys. I do not think that the Giants are as good as their little record shows. They were playing the Commanders tough, but couldn't get the job done at the end. They obviously beat the Cleveland Browns, but you know what? That doesn't mean anything, and it's not going to mean anything this year. Cowboys beat the Browns too. That's their only victory, but I think they played the tougher schedule. Cowboys are going to win this game, and I think they're going to win it by more than the touchdown. I can't believe they're getting less than a touchdown in this game, so yeah, I'm laying the 5.5 points tonight. I think that is the way to go. Also, of course, if you want to look for a fun little side bet, I've been enjoying doing the first touchdown scorer bets. You can find CeeDee Lamb plus 500 to be your first touchdown scorer. I don't think that's a bad play there. Of course, anytime I think he's like minus 140, so you're not going to get a lot of value there, but you know he's a target. He's going to be the guy they're going to look to, and I think he could be the first one scoring. I think it could be early and often for the Cowboys tonight. Tomorrow night, Illinois at Penn State. We talked about this one with Adam Rittenberg a little bit. Our guy from ESPN. The line on this one, depending on where you look, it is anywhere from 18 to almost 20 points. 19.5, I've seen it a few places.
Really high, isn't it?
For Penn State to win this game. And I know where this is coming from, right? Is all the people looking at Penn State saying, it's a night game, it's loud, it's in Happy Valley, Illinois is going to come in there and crap all over themselves. And this is the point that I think Adam made, and it's right on. Illinois just went on the road against Nebraska and handled a road environment that is pretty tough at night. They're not afraid of this. I'm not saying that they are going to go in and just kick Penn State's ass, but you're talking almost 3 touchdowns leeway that you get on this one. I would say that's worth a look. If I'm looking at betting this one, I'm looking at taking those points and seeing Illinois keep this a little bit closer. But Penn State, very good team. I'm not trying to doubt what they're capable of. They are good and they're ranked high for a reason. But I wouldn't be surprised if Illinois goes in there and keeps it a little closer. So keep that one in mind. On Saturday night, you've got a big one as well. Georgia taking on Alabama, and that is just a 1.5 spread where Georgia is favored there. Tough game for them, but I think Alabama very good this year. I just think Georgia's going to be better, and I think they're going to get the job done. This would be obviously a huge win for Alabama if they can show that they are legit. They don't need Nick Saban anymore. New era, they're ready to go, but I think Georgia's too good for that. Georgia handles this one, and so I would lay the 1.5 personally. Finally, Steelers taking on the Colts. This is a road game for the Steelers. They have looked very good to start this year. Colts have not looked very good. Do the Colts have great quarterback play right now, Mike?
No.
Do the Steelers have a defense that likes to get after it and destroy quarterbacks' hopes and dreams?
They will eat Anthony Richardson alive.
What do you think the line is in this game, if you had to guess? Steelers are favored, obviously.
Steelers by 4.5.
It's a 1.5. Less than a field goal right now. I have not found it more than like 2 points. So I'm just telling you, it seems to make a lot of sense to me. I realize that the Steelers quarterback situation, while Justin Fields has looked very good, and we're all, if you're an Ohio State fan, maybe you feel good about Justin Fields, even though if you're not a Steelers fan, you probably feel bad about that. All I'm saying is, I know he's going to be a young quarterback on the road, but it's not like he is a rookie. He has played in road games before. He obviously has some experience there with Chicago. So I like laying the 1.5. That seems like a deceptively easy cover, which should make you nervous. But it could just be people are just dumb on this one, and you can capitalize. So I like the Steelers on the road to cover the 1.5.
Thank you, Bone.
Thank you, man.
As a city, we're apparently very nice. I'll tell you about it coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a disabled vehicle that's blocking the left lane and causing a 5-minute delay if you're on eastbound 670 before Cleveland Avenue. And there's also a 5-minute slowdown on eastbound 161 from Little Turtle Way to New Albany Road. This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples prints anything you need for your business, like banners, flyers, and signs. And Staples will beat any price quote. Print more, save more, up to $150 off your print purchase. Offer ends 11/2, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print or staples.com/price match for price match guarantee. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
Full inventory sale at Logan Services. Save up to $2,500 and 0% APR financing for 72 months on a qualifying train system. Plus, your choice of one air quality freebie. It's hard to stop a train with a system for every home and budget. Now, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on a water heater and water conditioning combo. Ask us about tax credits when you book your free estimate now. Logan Services.
Scott from the Cleveland area has coached girls basketball and supported his granddaughter's athletic pursuits.
My granddaughters have worked hard to excel in sports. It's tough enough. So the idea that Sherrod Brown voted to allow transgender biological men to compete in girls' sports, it's unfair and dangerous. And introducing a bill to allow biological men in girls' locker rooms? Biological men to shower in my granddaughter's locker room? No way. I worry about the safety of my family constantly. Now I have to worry about Sherrod Brown's crazy liberal ideas. I thought Sherrod Brown was on my side, but he's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown has let Ohio down. Now he's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Navigating mental health insurance benefits can be overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to guide you. Our expert team will help you connect with your health insurance plan to understand available behavioral health benefits. Say goodbye to frustration and hello to control over your mental well-being. Call 855-438-6442 today.
Breaking 5. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited truck month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Hi, this is Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. As a local family-owned business, we understand the importance of celebrating the ones we love. Stop in to find the perfect gift or check us out online at worthingtonjewelers.com.
Get Nature's Stone and never replace your flooring again. Nature's Stone is a beautiful permanent flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Act now to get pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature's Stone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. For the first time this season, the Ohio State football team will play a road game this Saturday. The third-ranked Buckeyes make the trip up to East Lansing to face Michigan State. It'll be a 7:30 kickoff at Spartan Stadium on Saturday night. We'll be breaking down the matchup for you all day tomorrow on a Football Friday right here on The Fan. In baseball, the Guardians and Reds are both off today. The Redlegs close out their regular season with a 3-game series against the Cubs starting tomorrow at Wrigley Field. And before they head into the postseason, the Guardians will host the Astros for the first of 3 beginning tomorrow night in Cleveland. And Week 4 in the NFL gets started tonight with Thursday Night Football. At MetLife Stadium, the New York Football Giants host the Dallas Cowboys in an NFC East matchup. Kickoff is at 8:15. This update is sponsored by Nature's Stone. You can schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature's Stone. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Off Topic is on brand. This is Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. So glad you've tuned in. 3 hours a day, every single day. Do it! Or rot in hell for all eternity. It's your choice.
Mike, we are 3 games into the NFL season for most NFL teams, and we've already reached the portion of the season where Cleveland Browns players openly get into little spats with the local media.
Flacco, my Cracko.
Yeah. So Amari Cooper, who's not known really for being very outspoken, doesn't typically criticize the media, stuff like that. But apparently Mary Kay Cabbage, a.k.a. the Cabbage.
Who?
Mary Kay Cabbage.
It's called Cabbage.
Thank you. She was asking Amari Cooper about the play that has been getting a lot of scrutiny on social media where Jordan Akins went out, looked like he was open on that 4th and 1 where Deshaun Watson just didn't even look at him, didn't throw the ball to him, made a different read. And, of course, after the fact, everyone's saying, boy, this was wide open. If he'd have just thrown this, it looks like it's open. He should have read that better, made that throw. Perhaps they get a first down. Perhaps the game goes differently. They lost 21-15 if you've forgotten to the Giants. So apparently she asked him about this. Here is what he said, quote, "It's football at the end of the day. Some plays you're going to make, some plays you aren't going to make. It's just like anybody else who has a job. Some of y'all don't ask the best questions, but hey, you don't hear me criticizing. It's just the nature of the business. Obviously, we get scrutinized more than you guys do. I think maybe y'all should start answering questions in front of the camera so they can see y'all's faces."
All right, here's my take on that. And I'll preface this by saying I hate most journalists.
Same.
Okay?
Same.
So I'm not sticking up for the brethren because Bone and I sit in a studio and make fart sounds.
We're not journalists.
All right?
We understand that is different.
I will say, Mary Kay, he was not involved in that play. That was a stupid question. What do you expect to get from Amari Cooper? Him to stand there and say, yeah, our quarterback sucks. Should have hit it. It was a dumb question.
It's called Cabbage.
It's also a dumb answer. Look, I know everybody's frustrated right now, and it is a dumb question. But this is part of your job, sitting up there and answering dumb questions. It's not about, maybe you should answer these questions. Well, maybe they should get your check, too. Look, the reality is, Amari Cooper goes out there and he's judged 3 hours, 17 times a year.
Yeah.
These journalists and writers and dopes like me and Bone, we're judged 3 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Yeah. People who do this for a living get judged by what our performance is on the air. People who write articles get judged by the content of the stuff they write. And maybe you don't like, certain journalists or whatever. That's fine.
But, what bothers me is when you start bringing other people's professions into it. The reality is, yes, it can suck being a professional athlete. From a human perspective, you're compensated well, but your career could be short for some of these guys, and you have to live in a fishbowl. Oh, and by the way, you may get Parkinson's or something later on in life because you're bashing your head up against the wall. That is not lost on me. But when you start bringing other people's jobs and stuff into, what if I came to your office? This is the job, dude. This is the job. You sit up there, you take the questions, as dumb as they are, and you move on. Then you go back in the back, you look at the PR guy for your team, you roll your eyes and say, that stupid idiot. What kind of dumb question is that?
Yeah, right.
And you go play the game on Sunday and try and win. The end.
Imagine if someone told you, hey, you're not going to be allowed to, like, I don't know, for like a portion of time of your life, you're not going to be able to answer questions very honestly when you're asked those questions. You're going to have to kind of lie, and you're going to have to kind of, or give non-answers. You're going to have to just kind of maybe even just say no comment or whatever you want. However, we're going to give you $60 million guaranteed if you could not do that over a period of time. Would anybody in my audience, in our audience here, would you say, no, thanks. My integrity is worth more than $60 million. I'm not going to do that. Because Amari Cooper's making $60 million guaranteed. He's on a $100 million contract. He is getting $20 million a year. And even if he never catches another pass in his life, he's got $60 million guaranteed for him. So, yeah, you know what? If the trade-off to that is sometimes a journalist asks you a question you don't like, I hate to say it, just take it.
Don't talk about pressure and judgment.
And
all these idiots are working for media companies that are going to be out of business in 5 minutes.
We're not talking about, like, if someone, that doesn't mean I absolve the media from.
No, they're stupid too.
If someone in the media asks you a heinous question that is reprehensible, it's racist, sexist, anything like that, absolutely every right to just say, you know what, that's not acceptable. We can't do that. When they're asking you about, hey, during this football game that you played in, and the quarterback who throws passes to you, he made a play that didn't look to a lot of fans like it was a right read. What do you think about that? You're right. It is kind of a dumb question.
It's a dumb question. Here's the answer. It was one play of many. That's not why we lost the game.
Exactly. That's the answer you give. But the reason that they ask questions that seem dumb like that is because it occasionally gets athletes to answer with newsworthy answers. Guess what Mary Kay Cabot is going to get today? A bunch of people clicking on that article and reading it. That's the game she's playing. Like, your game is to beat the DB and catch the pass and go to the end zone. Her game is to get you to say something stupid that then gets put in the paper and everybody reads. And guess who won? She won the one-on-one matchup today with you, Amari Cooper. That's how this works. So stop getting mad when people do this to you. That's the game. That is her job. And she apparently did it well enough today to get a lot of clicks and a lot of people reading her article.
There was let's talk about being polite now. I'm done yelling at people. Let's be polite.
Right, fine. That's good.
Preply.com, a language learning resource, released its 2024 ranking of the most and least rude cities in the country last month.
All right.
A total of 2,500 survey participants in 46 of America's largest cities were asked to recall how often they'd experienced fellow residents demonstrating behaviors such as listening to music or watching videos in shared spaces, ignoring strangers, being disrespectful of personal space, and careless driving. Apparently, rude, obnoxious, crude radio shows are not also taken into account here. Because if they did, perhaps we would not be, Columbus, Ohio, ranked the 4th least rude city in the country. Here's the top 10 for the least rude cities. Number 1, Omaha. They're apparently very polite there.
Other than just random people yelling, Omaha, as you walk around.
Minneapolis is number 2.
All right. I mean, so far, I'm hearing
they're polite.
I'm hearing 2 Midwestern cities, though.
San Diego, 3 There you go.
Well, you know why that is.
Why?
Everybody in San Diego is like, isn't it great? It's 72 degrees, sunny, and we live by the beach. Oh, who cares? Everybody there's just super laid back, I'm guessing.
So we're number 4. Kansas City is 5.
Midwest.
Milwaukee is 6.
Another Midwestern town.
Indianapolis is 7.
Well.
San Jose, California is 8.
Okay.
Raleigh, where Timmy is was banging. Raleigh, North Carolina, 9th. And Oklahoma City is number 10.
I think there's a theme there. I was in 3 of those places. So.
Everywhere you go.
Pretty nice guy.
You
make
just
it polite.
Spread good tidings.
Oh, the kindness just is everywhere.
Even though you constantly talk about people audibly so they can hear you.
I'm the meanest son of a bitch in all of
I know
those
you
places.
are, and that's why we love you on this show. Now, how about the rudest cities in America?
I mean,
Would you
I'm
like to hear
guessing
that?
it's like New York's got to be up there, Boston, places like that.
Can I tell you something? New York, not on here.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a top 10, starting with number 10.
All right, let's work our way up.
Charlotte, number 10.
Wow.
Number 9, Long Beach, California. Number 8, Vegas. Number
so
7.
So far, I'm not. These are not like anticipated. Any of these for me.
Number 7, Memphis.
Okay.
Number 6, Boston.
All
so
right.
You had that.
That makes sense.
Number 5, Oakland. That's why the A's are moving. Too rude. Too rude.
Or maybe everybody's mad that their team's leaving and they're just driving erratically and randomly ignoring strangers because of it.
Number 4, this one surprised me a little bit, Louisville.
Louisville?
Number 4, Louisville is the 4th rudest city in the U.S.
You know what? I mean, I have visited there multiple times this year, and in the past couple of years, I've been down there a little bit. Now, I've only been there for a few days at a time, but I would actually think it goes on the – it would have had a chance at a top 10. I've never had a problem there as far as like when if you go to talk to someone, they typically will – like a Midwestern town where people will be like, oh, yeah, hey, man, what did you want to talk about? You know,
apparently you don't know Louisville.
Too drunk on bourbon?
Maybe that's it.
They'd
maybe
be happier then.
Well, I'm saying, but maybe everybody that I've talked to is just again. Everybody I've talked to was at a bourbon experience, so they're all just like,
they're all happy there. I was on vacation. Everybody was happy. Number 3, Tampa.
Oh, I can see that one.
Number 2, Philadelphia.
Also not a surprise.
And number 1, Miami.
Miami,
yes, Miami.
City. Well,
number 1.
Just a bunch of douchebags driving around, screaming at you. Sure. It actually tracks. You think that? I mean, to me, I look at here's how I would judge your kindness when you go to a certain city is if you are standing in the middle of the sidewalk with a clueless look on your face trying to figure out where you're going. If someone would randomly walk up to you and say, "Hey, do you know where you're going? You need some help? Maybe I could tell you where you're going." That is a polite city. If as you're looking up, staring at the buildings, trying to figure out which street you're on, someone walks up and just stabs you to death, I will say that is not a top 10 pleasant city to live in.
You know,
they're very rude.
I just saw a new list because I looked it up. I'm like, well, cities is good. How about the rudest countries in the world?
Oh, I don't know about that.
According to international tourists.
Okay.
All right. I'll start with number 10. Turkey.
Turkey, very
Apparently
rude.
They're very rude in Turkey.
Timmy's parents have been there. They could tell us.
Timmy's parents are rude.
They probably were
That's
like,
why
this place is great. We love it.
They just loved Istanbul.
They went to the Mecca of rude.
That's right.
Number 9, South Korea.
Really?
See, that surprises me. I thought they'd be very polite there.
I don't know. They're all hopped up on the Korean beef. I would think they're very, very jovial.
Number 8, the United Kingdom.
All right.
I've been there before. I didn't necessarily find them rude. Maybe a little standoffish.
Yeah, well, I could see the Brits being like, oh, look at this foreigner. I don't like him.
Queen wouldn't be proud of that.
Number 7, India.
All right.
It's so hot. I can imagine.
It's just the humidity. It's the humidity.
We got cricket and we got 130-degree heat. We're not even going to be able to live here.
We
have 7 billion people.
Your gauge is basically like, oh, is it hot out? Sorry, I'm not going to be nice to you today.
It's so hot. This place sucks.
Number 6, Brazil.
I thought we were okay.
How could you be mad with all the caramel ladies in thongs?
Maybe you're mad because you walk up and you're
robbing each other.
You're like, hello, lady. You're very attractive. Would you like to hang out with me? And she's like, absolutely not. And they're like, well, now I'm mad.
I'll tell you
this
what.
Sucks.
Number 5 on this list is really surprising to me.
Is it Canada?
No. But I'm going to tell you number 5 and the whole top 5 of the rudest countries on earth.
What a tease.
I was going to say, do you want us to keep guessing to ruin your tease, or should we stop?
No, coming up next.
Good.
Oh, and Fish has handed me the plug sheet.
Oh, the plug sheet.
For tomorrow.
Well, I hope we make the plug sheet for tomorrow. Be on location. Come see us.
It does say live from ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Good. So. All right. Tomorrow.
All right. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 10-minute delay due to an accident on southbound 315. Before 670 West, traffic is a little slow from Lane Avenue. And we have a couple-minute delay on southbound 71 on the north side from East Broad Street to I-70. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority, your local expert. Is water seeping into your basement? Are your basement walls cracking? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the basement waterproofing experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. We're talking tickets, sideline passes, a trip to a postseason game, and more. Register today and every day at roosterswings.com.
More and more orthopedic surgeons around the country are taking a new look at regenerative medicine as an alternative.
Everybody that I've talked to, my colleagues around the country, are excited about the upside and think that this is the way medicine is going in the future.
That's orthopedic surgeon Dr. Ray Tessner, who's now at QC Kinetics, treating patients with natural biologics, giving lasting joint pain relief with no drugs and no surgery.
I like the fact that it's natural. I like the fact that it's safe.
At QC Kinetics, they take highly concentrated healing agents from your own body and put them in your hurting joints with the goal of healing and repairing damaged tissue.
QC Kinetics has become a leader in the regenerative medicine field. Their products are the best available out there right now.
Get lasting relief from joint pain today.
Regenerative medicine is going to be a big part of the future.
Get your free consultation today at QC Kinetics.
Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Bengals game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Bengals watching. Better with Pepsi.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
This season on Nada Yada Island.
You were charging your phone? I waited hours for you.
That's how long it takes.
Join Metro and get a free Motorola Edge that'll charge for the day in 15 minutes. At Metro, there's no activation fees. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number ID and sign up for Metro Flex Plus plan. Offer not available if at T-Mobile or have been with Metro in the past 180 days. Requires 68-watt charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
The Buckeyes hit the road for a Big Ten battle with Michigan State.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at noon with the kick at 7:30.
Peacock is for losers. The radio's where it's at, baby. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And there's no better way to travel than in a roomy new Toyota. Like the family-size Highlander with room for up to 8. Now through September 30th, you can lease a Highlander XLE all-wheel drive for $489 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
It's Customer Appreciation Week with special deals like select Kroger brand pasta sauce or pasta for only 99 cents each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Healthcare.gov is here for you when life happens. If you lost your health coverage because of turning 26, going off Medicaid, leaving your job, or moving, you could be eligible to enroll in new coverage now. And if you need to update your coverage because of marriage or having a baby, you could also be eligible. But don't wait. There's a limited time to enroll. Check your eligibility at healthcare.gov today. Life happens. Get covered. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do. Bring your ideas to life at Dell.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of clouds around, but dry on this Thursday. Temperatures holding in the mid-70s. Staying mild and windy and wet by Friday morning. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Back in the mid-70s on Friday, but occasional rain, some heavy downpours, and possible thunderstorms, along with gusty winds. Highs in the mid-70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Today's special value is 3 hours of stupid. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
I have the plug sheet for tomorrow. First of all, the most important thing, Bone and I will be broadcasting live from Hollywood Casino, Columbus, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook from 3 to 6. Please do stop on by and see us. But Morning Juice at 8:33 tomorrow morning. AJ Hawk, Buckeye legend, will join the show.
There you go.
Bishop and Friends at 10:33 will have Tim May join the show.
Oh, yeah.
The handsome Brady Quinn on Rothman and Ice at 12:33. And then, of course, we are out at the casino.
That's right.
I was reading you a list because we're talking about the politest?
Most polite. I feel like is the way to say that.
Polite cities in America, and Columbus, Ohio ranked number 4. So congratulations to all of you. You're apparently very polite. They're not judging the politeness of local radio because then we would fail.
I like how you said congrats to all of you because you know you are not doing anything to help raise the politeness of this city.
Everybody who works on this show is very rude.
Well,
you, me, stop it.
I'm nicer than you are.
You're rude.
I'm polite out there.
Timmy's the rudest. Ted's killing drifters.
I mean,
Get out of here.
I feel, though, we've got, from the footage I've seen, we've got a long way to go as a city. Long way to go.
You mean
we're not the nicest. No, we got to work on ourselves.
We're 4th.
People don't even hold a door open.
Oh, I hold.
What is that?
I hold doors.
Or you hold the door open. I watched my 12-year-old son holding the door open for like 35 people that leave an arena. Not one even says thank you.
Oh,
thank you, young man. They just blow right on by like it's your job.
That is ridiculous.
Now that I
learn
agree.
some manners.
Maybe we're too nice. Maybe you should have like fought one of them and be like, "Hey, my kid's holding the door open.
Let's
fight."
hole.
Yeah, and then you just punch them.
All right, so that got me thinking about the rudest countries in the world. Okay? So I'm giving you the top 10 according to this list from medium.com. Turkey, 10. South Korea, 9. The UK, 8. India, 7. Brazil, 6. And now. The top 5.
My God.
I was surprised to see this one at number 5. Because when I think of these people, I think of very polite, and that is Japan. Japan is number 5. Here's their reasoning for this. Japan is famed for its politeness and hospitality, but visitors might find some interactions puzzling. The Japanese value indirect communication and subtlety, which can sometimes come across as aloof or distant to those unfamiliar with these customs. Understanding the concept and nonverbal cues can improve interactions. So I guess it's not necessarily them being rude. It's the visitors interpreting rudeness that does not exist.
Yeah. So maybe the thing that's happening is people are coming over and be like, "Hey, why is no one talking to me?" And instead everyone just kind of politely nodding at you and be like, "Oh, how are you? I see you have a nice sweater on." You know, they're giving you looks that would be interpreted by people who are familiar with the culture. Would be like, "Oh yeah, that man is sharply dressed. I'm going to give him the little head nod to show that you are sharply dressed." But you're just walking by as someone who's not part of that culture going, "Man, they are just all looking at me and they're all like nodding their head or turning their face a different way. That's weird."
Well, you can't count
rude.
You can't count a language barrier as rudeness either.
Well, no,
right?
but they're not. They're saying that it's just
beyond that.
Yeah, there's just like I'm wondering if there's not like a cultural thing about smiling. Maybe you just don't smile that often at people. I don't know. Like I know that when I go to New York, that's how I often feel.
What about the bow? Is that Japanese? Is that in their culture?
I believe so.
Is that still banging?
I mean, I haven't been there in a while / ever, so I can't tell you.
It's on my list. I want to go. Oh yeah,
I think it's a pretty cool custom.
All right, Japan, number 5. Number 4, Italy.
Oh.
Italians are known for their passionate and expressive communication style, which can sometimes be interpreted as rudeness by outsiders.
Dom Taberi, rude?
Hey!
Get out of here.
In busy cities like Rome and Milan, the fast-paced lifestyle may contribute to brisk interactions. Brisk? Yeah.
Sure. Brisk.
Quick.
Nonetheless, this perceived rudeness often masks a deep-seated warmth and friendliness. So people's problems with Italians, I'll read between the lines, is that they're too in your face. They're too forward.
Is that, I kind of took that as like, it's very quick, it's very fast, and then if you're not with that, it's like, I don't have time for you, I gotta go. And then like that leaves you feeling like, what's going on? Whereas if you got to know these people, you would find out that many of them are actually very warm-hearted, nice, generous people.
I am not. We don't live in Italy, but I come from a family where the first language in the house by the adults was Italian, and they were from Italy. And there is a cadence.
A cadence.
That you sort of have to understand.
Okay.
You know, like if they meet you, like your mother.
Yes. My mom is very talkative, very open book, very friendly.
She is, very much. Yeah. But would your mother, upon meeting someone for 5 minutes, ever feel comfortable saying, get the hell out of here?
No,
of course not. My relatives wouldn't think twice about it.
Okay. All right, I see. Yeah.
Let's get the hell out of here. What's the matter with you?
Yeah,
and then they say it in like a joking way.
Yes.
But that's the conversation style.
I see. Yeah, all right. I can see it being perceived as rude.
All right,
that
number
makes
3,
sense.
China. I've heard this about China before, is that they're considered very rude. China's rapid modernization has created a blend of traditional values and contemporary practices. In crowded urban areas, the hustle and bustle can lead to seemingly rude behavior, such as pushing in queues, lines, or loud conversations. However, these actions are often a result of high population density rather than intentional disrespect.
Oh. So, yeah, we've seen videos of like a subway system where everybody's trying to fit on there,
right?
and there are people just literally who work for the subway
let's move,
shoving you in there and being like, get in there, we got to shut these doors. I would feel that's rude, but that's apparently part of the culture.
We got 2 left.
All right.
Rudest countries in the world. Any guesses?
Us.
No, we're not in it.
Not in it.
No, we're not in it.
France.
France is number 2.
Okay.
France is number 2. France is renowned for its rich culture and history, but Parisians in particular are sometimes viewed as brisk or impolite. The perception of rudeness often stems from the fast-paced lifestyle and the high expectations for social etiquette. However, this should not overshadow France's immense cultural and culinary contributions. So we're very rude.
Yes.
But we design a good shirt.
But great.
And we'll make you a good steak frite.
You don't like this food? Go F yourself.
We're great.
Right. Yeah,
Art,
that's it.
Food.
Yeah,
everything.
why don't you respect the greatness?
All right, number 1 on this list. Who do you think number 1 is?
I don't know. It couldn't be Albania, could it?
No, it's not Albania.
I'm going to go with Germany.
No, Germany's not on this list. Number 1, Russia.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Russia often ranks high on lists of rudest countries, primarily due to its distant social norms and communication styles. Russian social interactions can appear blunt or direct to outsiders. I'm guessing there's not a lot of friendly hugs.
No, probably not.
While this straightforwardness is valued domestically, tourists might perceive it as rude. Understanding and adapting to local customs can make a big difference in bridging these cultural gaps.
Also often perceived as rude, invading Crimea. I'm just going to point that out.
Well, I mean, in fairness, the people didn't do that.
I'm just some of their actions could be viewed as rude. It's like, oh, you mean like starting a war?
Right. It's not like
that's not great.
Putin
you mean the bombing?
Show of hands. Who wants to invade?
Well, fair enough. Right. They didn't have much of a choice.
51% said yes.
Right.
We're doing it.
I don't think
I'm pretty sure he just kind of did his own thing there. You're right.
But you're right. I can't picture Yakov Smirnoff being the most warm and cuddly person.
Right. That's do
you want to spoon on couch?
That sounds like your guy, Billy Sarin.
No, Billy sounds more like this.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
I am very warm and cuddly. I love to spoon.
So good.
I love to fork, too.
A fork.
Fork.
With eating your food with a fork.
Maybe
as opposed
a spork.
To a spoon. Sure.
Spork is underrated. Spork is underrated.
Let's go spork right during this break. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Hey, over the years, I've come to dislike The Rock very much. I'm going to give you another example of why coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into some delay due to an accident that's on the left shoulder of westbound 70 downtown after the 71 East split. And we've got a 5-minute slowdown on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 161 and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
Marty Brenneman here for Tri-State Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health for treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues. And they're the leader for a reason, because I can tell you from my own experience of being treated there, Tri-State Men's Health is top shelf. Far too many men wait to get their ED treated, but I want to tell you today that you shouldn't wait any longer. If you're suffering with ED and are like most guys, a medical team at Tri-State Men's Health will get you back on track fast. They have the experience, they have the treatment protocols, and they know what they're doing. At Tri-State Men's Health, they have ED treatments that are effective in well over 90% of men. They can even combine treatments for better results. You might even find yourself performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. They have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Dr. Marta Lavelle of Urbana and Darby Dental Smiles on having First Bank of Central Ohio as a partner.
It has been great working with First Bank of Central Ohio. They helped me achieve a huge goal, becoming a business owner. The bank made it so easy. They helped me through the whole process. It's been great ever since.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Fall is here. It's still warm and dry and everything's brown. But yay, fall. Maybe after your summer road trips, you've realized your vehicle sucks. My friends at Jermaine Lexus want to help. Right now, they have special APRs as low as 2.99% on their most popular models like the ES and RX, or lease payments starting as low as $4.99 a month. My friends at Jermaine are the best in the business. If you're in the market, please stop in. 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Friday nights mean high school football. Join us for the fans' high school game of the week.
This week, Bellefountain at London.
Live coverage starts Friday night at 6:30 on ESPN Columbus, 1460 AM, and the Fan's HD2. The Fan.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Trust & Will knows that you're likely celebrating a loved one's birthday this month because fall is the most popular birthday season in America. And Trust & Will celebrates by protecting what matters most. Trust & Will makes estate planning easy and affordable, designed by attorneys but customized by you. Visit trustandwill.com with offer code Columbus for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trust & Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney.
Hello, I am a serious announcer hired to deliver a serious announcement. Get an Apex Pros winter tune-up for your furnace right now for only $29. Notice we are simply giving you the facts. Just $29 to make sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming Ohio winter. We know how you enjoy our usual fun and funny commercials. Hello? Beg pardon? Well, I see no reason to bring my mother into this. Good day to you, sir. Where was I? Oh, yes. A $29 tune-up will make sure your furnace runs safely and warmly all winter. That's serious. I'm serious. That's why we're not doing the usual that you've come to expect from Apex Pros. None of this or this nonsense. $29 for a furnace tune-up from Apex Pros. The pros who knows? Knows? Is that really how you say it? The pros who...
Apex Pros, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Looking for your next Subaru? At Byers Airport Subaru, we give you options from start to finish. Browse and shop entirely online from the comfort of your home at ColumbusSubaru.com or stop by and visit one of our friendly brand specialists just by the airport.
Right now, you can get the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester for 3.9% for up to 48 months.
Whether you prefer to click or come in, we've got you covered. Your journey starts at Byers Airport Subaru. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 48 months on 2025 Subaru Forester. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/30/24.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Your undisputed leader in talking about nothing. This is Man and Bone.
I had to go to the tailor today.
Okay.
I had a sport jacket where the sleeves were a little bit too long, and I wanted them shortened.
All right.
Very short trip in there. Just sleeves, nothing else.
Okay.
I found it odd when he still cupped my genitals.
Is that a regular thing at your tailor?
That's how they do it, right?
That's how they do pants, but I wasn't having my pants done. That's the problem.
Was actually your tailor was Taylor Heineke for some reason.
He's going to start this week, I think, right?
Yeah.
For
Is
the
that
Chargers?
Right? I think that's probably the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jimmy Crackcorn.
Sure.
I hate The Rock. I didn't always hate The Rock. I was a fan of The Rock.
When did you stop being a fan of The Rock? Because if you don't know, obviously he was a pro wrestler. You were very much a fan of pro wrestling when he was banging.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that was a time where you were a big fan of his, right?
Yeah, it was probably about the time that I saw him on Instagram because he's just one of these like rise and grind bros. And it does nothing for me.
Was it when he started that app, wasn't it? Where it was like it would wake you up or something like at 4 or 5 a.m.
Whenever he's up, you could.
I'm up at 3:30.
Yeah.
Good for you, buddy.
Actually, what you're up at is 6:30, just for what it's worth, because you live out in California.
Well, whatever.
So
I'm just saying.
I'm up earlier than The Rock every day, just for whatever it's worth. I'm just pointing that out.
I see the results, man. You're big and jacked, and I'm sure all natural. How those pec implants working out for you. But whatever.
Well,
But
let's say they're all natural.
All
Could
right,
be.
Fine, whatever. But I saw this today, and it deepened my hatred. So the Hot Ones show, the show where they eat spicy wings.
Yes, right.
Sean Evans is the host of that show.
Sure.
And pretty much, every big celebrity has been on that show, and they go on. It's the same thing. And they interview this guy or gal as they eat progressively hotter chicken wings. Like Conan O'Brien was smearing it all over his face, sweating profusely. Some people are in actual pain. So I saw this interview with Sean Evans, and he said that he kept wanting to get The Rock on Hot Ones. He has not been able to do so. He said they were close once, but The Rock had a request that he was not willing to grant. And I guess The Rock's request for coming on the spicy chicken wing show is that the chicken wings be substituted with grilled salmon strips.
Get out of here.
Now, you're telling me...
Come on.
Look, man, I don't care what the hell you're doing in your everyday life when it comes to nutrition. You're going to have 10 wings on a talk show, and that's going to ruin your entire life?
Well, this is what... Again, I'm not the picture of health. I understand that. But like when we talked about Jennifer Aniston, where she said, oh, my God, I ate a Big Mac one time, and it ruined my life for like a week. All right, maybe whatever diet you're doing. Now, if she's got like a stomach condition or she's got IBS or something, fair enough. I mean, you can't control stuff like that. But if she's saying, yes, because I didn't have my kale shakes and my like all these things that I'm used to eating, and my stomach just now is conditioned to where it can't handle like the food that's in a Big Mac, I don't know. That doesn't seem great. If The Rock is sitting here saying, yeah, sorry, my fitness will be undone if I go out and have chicken wings, I don't know. Maybe it's not the strongest foundation.
Here's another rockism. This is from 2023, December 29th, 2023. The Rock goes to In-N-Out Burger for the first time for at least the third time. In a new Instagram post, The Rock noted he was going to In-N-Out Burger for the first time. The Rock said he didn't know the lingo or where to pay.
Okay.
He made the most of the situation, taking pictures with employees, trying to pay for others, and leaving a big tip. Congratulations to him.
That's very nice that he did that.
All in all, seems like a successful trip to the In-N-Out Burger, if only it were his first trip. In August 2022, The Rock said he was trying In-N-Out Burger for the first time as part of his cheat meal. Okay. He says in the video that he had been to In-N-Out before to pick up food for friends, but he had never tried the food.
Okay.
Except in February 2017, The Rock went to In-N-Out for a late-night meal ahead of the Oscars. Each time, The Rock noted it was his first time at In-N-Out.
Okay.
An incredible bit or a forgetful memory.
Maybe he's just forgetful. That could be. Now, I want to say, just to be clear, I am not as down on The Rock as you, even though I do think it's weird that he wouldn't just, if you don't want to go on Hot Ones, just say, hey, man, I don't want to do that. I'm not a big eating show fan. That's not my thing. But if you're saying, I'll go on there, I just have to have salmon instead of chicken wings, no, that's ridiculous. If you're going to be the person who thinks that you can't do a good workout without getting up at 3:30 in the morning, again, I think you're a bit of a psycho weirdo. Doesn't make you an evil guy, just makes you someone I wouldn't want to hang out with. And then this, where it's like, yeah, I've been to In-N-Out Burger, first time ever. No, you've been there before. That's weird that you forget all that. Otherwise, though, seems like a fairly decent guy. Doesn't seem like a terrible human.
We just got this message from Mike Todd.
Okay.
And if he says it, it's got to be true.
Mike Todd, the in-arena announcer for your Columbus Blue Jackets, that when they do intermission, when they do breaks in the action, and he's like, hey, guys, we got trivia. That's Mike Todd, our guy.
A friend of mine who is in the business says that The Rock is an over-the-top, self-absorbed douche. That's from Dairy Queen Boy. It's got to be true.
Well, now, I'm with you. If Mike Todd says it, then I'll believe whatever he says. So, you know what? Never mind what I just said.
What business is your friend in? The wrestling business or the Hollywood business? Or the bad spring league football business?
What if he's in the Dairy Queen business and he was like, hey, you're The Rock. Why don't you come in and get some DQ treats?
I've never been to Dairy Queen. Except all the other times I have.
I will say.
The Rock says, give me a dilly bar.
I do very much enjoy The Rock's on-screen and in-ring personas. I've always have. I've enjoyed. Did you ever see that movie he did with Kevin Hart where he's like a secret CIA guy?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? I forget what it's called. Teddy, did you see this movie where he like goes back to meet up at like with an old high school friend? It's Kevin Hart.
Yeah, The Jet, I believe is his name in that. Yeah.
Yes, but what do you remember what movie that was? Was it like Central Intelligence?
Yes, that was what it was called.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah. Like he plays a totally different character in that at times than he did when he was The Rock, when he was the wrestler. Yeah. Very versatile actor. But we don't really know who the guy is. Just because you've seen him all these times in all these other ways, who knows if that's anything like what he actually is.
I'm just reading more now.
Mike Todd said his buddy is in the body oil business. Well, then he would know because that's a guy who uses a lot of body oil.
He's in the Samoan tattoo business.
Listen, as long as it's body oil and not baby oil. I don't know the difference, but I found out this week there is a massive difference.
Speaking of Samoans, I was speaking of Samoans.
You were, yes, and Samoan tattoos.
Dom Taberi showed me a picture today. First of all, Don was a much younger man.
Okay.
He's probably younger than you and I are right now.
Sure.
And there was a picture of him, Afa the Wild Samoan, and Captain Lou Albano were eating his tie.
Former wrestlers.
Yes.
In case those are not aware of that.
He was very proud of it.
Yeah.
Says, hey, look. They're eating my tie.
I'd be proud of that. That's a great thing.
However, when you were a kid, did a grown man hillbilly Australian wrestler lick your face?
No.
Because that's what happened to me with the Bushwhackers.
Oh, really?
Remember I told you that?
You got licked by the Bushwhackers?
I was at the live event. It was I was so excited to be sitting like on the front row, right on the aisle there. And they licked one of them, Luke or Butch, licked my face.
These are things that hit a little different as a grown-up now with my own kids. Where it's like at the time, if you told me as a kid the Bushwhackers are going to come up and like interact with you, I would be like, oh yeah, the Bushwhackers, they're great. And then they lick your face. And you're like, wow, I was on TV and he licked my face. And then years later, you're like, that's weird.
A grown stranger licked my face. It was
as
a great
child.
Time.
That's
right. It was
bizarre.
a great time.
That's bizarre.
Back page coming up. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got some slower traffic that's causing a 10-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. And keep an eye out for a disabled vehicle that's on the left shoulder of westbound 270 on the north outer belt near 315. This report is sponsored by Z-Bart. Tough roads demand tougher protection. Shield your vehicle's underside with a genuine Z-Bart undercoating from $2.99 and fortify your truck bed against scratches, impacts, and dents with Rhino Lining Spray-On Bed Liner starting at $4.99. Z-Bart, your vehicle's best defense. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by The Waterworks. Trust the pros at The Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Visit thewaterworks.com today to get started.
With so much happening every day,
ABC6 News is on your side, helping you understand the events that impact your community.
Do you believe Columbus City Schools is in a PR crisis?
Central Ohio's most experienced team of reporters, persistent in getting answers to the questions you're asking.
Are you worried about how people are going to react?
And when you need us, ABC6 News is on your side, finding solutions.
6 on your side, they're the ones willing to answer the phone.
You can count on ABC6 News to be on your side.
ABC Tonight is a night of major drama.
911, what's your emergency?
First, the 911 premiere event begins. Be NATO.
That truck was hauling 22 million killer bees.
Oh my God.
Then it's Dr. Odyssey, the splashy new drama set on a luxury cruise ship.
It's your job to keep everyone alive. She's in VFib. Clear. You're going to be okay.
911 season premiere and Dr. Odyssey series premiere, followed by Grey's Anatomy.
Tonight, starting at 8 on ABC6.
Scott from the Cleveland area has coached girls basketball and supported his granddaughter's athletic pursuits.
My granddaughters have worked hard to excel in sports. It's tough enough. So the idea that Sherrod Brown voted to allow transgender biological men to compete in girls' sports, it's unfair and dangerous. And introducing a bill to allow biological men in girls' locker rooms? Biological men to shower in my granddaughter's locker room? No way. I worry about the safety of my family constantly. Now I have to worry about Sherrod Brown's crazy liberal ideas. I thought Sherrod Brown was on my side, but he's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown has let Ohio down. Now he's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
It's Thursday Night Football on the Fan. Catch the Cowboys and Giants from Daniel Jones' personal hell. Live coverage starts Thursday at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, The Fan.
You reach James. Leave a message.
Hey, it's Annie from Chase. Congrats again on the new home to you, Alina, and baby Maya. So happy she gets a big new nursery.
House hunting? On average, home buyers save more in mortgage fees with Chase compared to a non-bank. We're with you all the way home. Chase, make more of what's yours. Visit chase.com/wayhome. Source, 2022 Home Mortgage Disclosure Act. Loan application register. Home lending products subject to credit and property approval. Rates and program terms subject to change. Other restrictions apply. Member FDIC. Equal housing opportunity.
Next. The last thing you want to do is take another trip to the doctor's office.
And sign here and here and here.
Save yourself the hassle by visiting VeriHeal.com to talk to a state-licensed medical provider about medical cannabis. You'll see if you pre-qualify in just a few minutes. Simple as that. That'll make your day go from this to this. Visit VeriHeal.com. VERIHEAL. VeriHeal.com.
Where can you find a locally owned John Deere dealership that offers unmatched individual attention? Voss Brothers Power Equipment. Voss Brothers has been serving our friends and neighbors in Central Ohio for over 30 years. Stop by their Powell location on Sawmill Road and make your work easier with the versatile John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor. Save with huge fall discounts and tackle any task with ease. With low prices and great service, come experience the difference at Voss Brothers Power Equipment.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan.
Buckeye Show coming up at the top of the hour. Fine host of the Buckeye Show, your friend and mine, Timmy Hall, and Tyvis Powell.
Oh, you know what? I missed you guys, man.
It's been too long.
I feel like I haven't seen y'all since last Thursday.
Well, I know just about how it is.
I look like y'all lost a couple pounds.
No,
I'll tell you,
like
you shaved.
No, I know you're lying.
You look good.
I've been doing a skin regimen.
Yeah. Oh, this is.
I put night cream on. I got like a little mask that I put on.
Will you go to sleep at night?
Well, no, I didn't wash it off.
Okay.
But
the cucumbers?
It stays on for. It's like a charcoal mask. It stays on for about 20 minutes. It hardens.
Did your wife put you on to this?
No, I did it myself because I'm having sort of a crisis when it comes to aging.
You going through a midlife crisis?
This is not.
Are you going to
surprising.
get a Harley?
No, I'm not going to get a Harley.
That's what people do when they go through their midlife crisis.
I am going to get a very young mistress, though. That's what I told my wife.
Her name will be Harley.
Her name will be
Oddly
Harley.
enough.
That's right. I met Harley in the champagne room.
No, Tyvis, he gave his leather jacket away. He actually gave it to me. It's nice.
Oh, you really had a leather jacket?
I gave it to him. Fits him great. I'm excited for the cooler temperature so you can wear it in
I
here.
am too. I'm going to wear it with the aviators. I have often wanted to dabble with a motorcycle, but I won't be allowed. I don't know how to ride one either. I'd be the guy that drives it into the wall of my garage.
That's right. Yeah.
I try to pull the thing in.
Don't say that too loud though on the radio. Like, I don't know how to drive a motorcycle, because then there will be 20 people who are like, I can teach you. And then next thing you know, you're in a motorcycle club.
This is interesting.
Doesn't mean I have to do it,
It's actually
though.
interesting
No, it
that
does.
you bring that up, because I have a friend that's very into these things. So I always wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle or a four-wheeler. So one day, this is back when I was in Worcester.
Hopefully your friend's not Brian Hartline with the four-wheeler.
One day,
Careful with that advice.
I'm back in Worcester, right? And I get a phone call from nobody other than Cardale Jones. Now, if y'all know Cardale is like big into motorcycles, four-wheelers.
He wears the assless chaps when he's on the motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
All chaps are assless. That's the way that goes.
So he randomly pulls up on me with his four-wheeler in the back of his truck. And he says, I'm going to teach you how to ride this thing today.
All right.
And I got on it. And the hardest part is the getting it to go first. Like, you got to hit the clutch and then like hit the gas or slowly off the clutch. Like, that is the hardest part.
It's all with your hands, right?
Yeah. I stalled the thing out like 2 times, but I think I got it. I haven't done it in a while, but I think I got it.
But look, that ain't no motorcycle.
It's the same difference.
It
is. It's the same mechanics.
It's got 4 wheels.
I'm not.
You just sit on it.
What's the difference?
And you're fine.
What's the difference between a bicycle and a motorcycle?
Oh boy,
if you can ride a bicycle, you can ride a motorcycle.
Oh, you're talking about the balance aspect. We know the difference between like the motor part of the bicycle, the motorcycle.
One's got a heavy clutch.
I think
right.
I think I can 12 o'clock a motorcycle. Well, excuse me, hit a wheelie, pop a wheelie.
Oh, 12 o'clock.
Please don't do. You're gonna kill yourself.
Oh my God!
What do you
Stop
mean?
it! Don't be doing wheelies.
That's the whole point of it. You got a 12.
The whole point of it is to kill yourself.
You got to live on the. Somebody said that you don't start living until you get to the edge.
I
get busy living or get busy dying.
I 12 o'clocked a quad when I was in high school riding with some friends out in the farm fields. There's a little river bed we went through, and they said, all right, now just go up this side of this riverbank and we'll get out of this. And I'd never ridden before. And so I'm like, they said, just lean forward. My girlfriend was on the back. We're leaned forward, get up to the top, and it literally just went north to south, like just straight up and down, stuck in the mud. And then we fell off. Thankfully, the thing didn't fall over and kill us.
Straight up and down.
You were supposed to ride into it.
I was leaning forward, but you know,
see, I'm telling you,
I had a passenger on the back. I'm blaming her.
I could do it. I'm telling you.
What's the noise it makes?
Yeah, do that again.
Sounds more like a dirt bike, Tyvis, than a motorcycle.
All right, what's coming up on the Buckeye Show tonight?
Coming up tonight, we're full throttle again on a Thursday with our special studio guest, the linebacker himself, the Big Cat. Andy Katzenmoyer will join us for the entire Buckeye Show here as we turn the page. We go into conference play. I'm dying to get these guys' thoughts on what they saw from this team, what they did against Marshall, and how they have to go on the road to a Michigan State team that they've had their way with the last 4 years. Is it going to be a bit tougher?
I hate them.
Buckeye Show, top of the hour, and Tyvis will tell you why he hates Michigan State. Back page, hit it.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Well, man, we have an update on the Eagles superfan who ran into Jason Kelsey on stage earlier this year, a couple days ago. Dunphy is the Eagles fan's name. He was shirtless. He has a full slate of Eagles tattoos all over his body. He's gained some social media fame for this not long ago. In either case, he went toe-to-toe with Jason Kelce when they were on Monday Night Football, September 16th. Kelce's dancing around. He has the sweatsuit on, and he chest bumped a big Eagles fan. Well, that was this guy, Dunphy. Apparently, he has now outlined the injuries that he sustained. He has a severe bone contusion as well as several sprained ligaments in his knee and ankle.
Oh, he got a bad bruise.
However, and sprained ligaments. But he said all that's required to heal is simply rest. He is still limping around, but he said he's improving by the day. In fact, he said he holds no ill will towards Kelce whatsoever and said that the ex-Eagles center checks on him and is paying the bill for his MRI. What a nice guy.
That's nice.
Yeah, so there you go.
I thought this was going to say lawsuit.
He just had a little sprained ligament in his knee?
Oh,
yeah, sprained ligament in his knee, I guess. Yeah.
Did Todd Collins have to go and do his job for him? Like Jay Cutler and his sprained ligament?
Is that right?
Yeah. We got a bad bruise here.
Yeah.
Someone's got to put his street clothes back on.
That's
no
right.
time for quitters.
He could have milked this thing. He could have been like, I want $150,000.
Yes. Do you have time for a story about Diddy or no? Are we out of time?
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy, that's a...
Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
Diddy's lawyer was asked, why did his client have 1,000 bottles of baby oil at his house? The answer the lawyer gave was, Americans just love buying things in bulk. So
that's right. It was a good deal.
Just a nice Costco trip or two, and then you had 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
The pandemic.
You don't want to run out, do you?
You're like, honey, I know that script. I know it's the pandemic, but I can't find the baby oil anywhere. It's like, well, we live near P. Diddy. Maybe someone should check his house. He buys in bulk, Some
people borrow sugar. Other people borrow baby oil.
All right. Buckeye Show coming up next. We are live tomorrow out at the casino, Hollywood Casino Columbus. Stop on by and see us. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 5-minute slowdown if you're traveling westbound 670 from Leonard Avenue to Neal Avenue. And watch out for an accident that's blocking the left shoulder of the southbound 315 ramp to eastbound 670. This report is sponsored by Z-Bart. Tough roads demand tougher protection. Shield your vehicle's underside with genuine Z-Bart undercoating from $2.99 and fortify your truck bed against scratches, impacts, and dents with Rhino Lining Spray-On Bed Liner starting at $4.99. Z-Bart, your vehicle's best defense. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
This is a Fan Action Update.
4 ranked versus ranked team matchups in college football this weekend. Of course, the big one has number 2 Georgia, 2.5-point road favorite over number 4 Alabama. In the Big Ten, 19th ranked Illinois is giving number 9 Penn State 17.5. Notre Dame's a 6.5-point favorite over Louisville, and Kansas State is a 4-point favorite over Oklahoma State. For your action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
You're listening to the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report, featuring the latest player injury updates from a fellowship-trained Mount Carmel sports medicine specialist physician, so you know who's in and who's out for this week's games.
Our doctor, as always, is Dr. Brian Galoni. Doc, let's talk injuries. A bunch of guys seem to get an injury like this, but we'll talk about Detroit Lions defensive lineman Marcus Davenport. He has a partially torn tricep, looking like he's going to be out for the year with that. What can you say about that injury and the recovery time?
Yeah, T-Bone, remember back in week 1, we talked about Matt Milano's torn bicep, that Popeye muscle in the front of your arm that lets you bend your elbow. This is the one behind your arm. This is the muscle that lets you extend your arm. I'm guessing he had his arm straight and something forced him to bend it. Something had to give, and it was unfortunately that bicep torn muscle. It's going to take a long time to recover, and I think they're saying he's pretty much done for the season.
And then one of those alphabet injuries with the knee. Wyatt Teller, guard for the Browns, sprained MCL, IR for 4 games. Beyond that, we're not sure, but the ACL, the PCL, the MCL, they're all in there. But this MCL injury, how difficult is that going to be for him to try to get back and play effectively this season?
That MCL, that's one of those ligaments on the inside of your knee. It keeps your thigh bone connected to that leg bone. So he's lined up as a guard. His tackle got double teamed and pushed over on his knee, and the knee got pushed inward. And you're thinking, wait, the knee doesn't bend inward. And you're right. It does not typically bend inward, but his did. And something's got to go. So as that ligament on the inside of the knee there gave. And we've talked about, different grades of strains. Grade 1, it's a little microscopic. Grade 2 is a partial tear. Grade 3, it's completely gone and useless. His is a grade 2. So this thing should be able to heal up. It's not completely torn, but unfortunately it's going to be 4, 6, 8 week healing process. Kind of what we're hearing. It's going to be kind of week to week.
Well, Doc, we appreciate the info as always. We'll talk again next week.
Absolutely.
That was the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report with T-Bone. Mount Carmel, because of you.
Full inventory sale at Logan Services. Save up to $2,500 on a qualifying train system and ask us about tax credits. With a system for every home and budget, it's hard to stop a train with Logan Services.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Welcome to the greatest show on turf at Great Lakes Kia.
I'm pretty sure that's just tile.
And you can feel the excitement in the air. Brand new Kias under $5 a day.
I'm Bart Zimmerman, General Manager at Great Lakes Kia.
Bart's coming up big. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV Wind, and Sorrento LX.
Under $5 a day. $5.
Oh, and the fan favorite, new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Even new 24 Kia Carnival LXS, under $9 a day.
There's a flag on the play. It looks like credit interference.
No problem. Get approved with 1.9% financing.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus,
GreatLakesKia.com.
Visit Great Lakes